You just out here vibing, yeah? Hell yeah. Alright. Hello. Alright. Different vibe, different vibe. Hello. Oh. Hi Blake. Hi Fallen. Thank you. Wow. There we go. I closed the thingy. I thought it would get rid of the filter, but no. I have to actually tick the little box that says. Yeah, I hope you can hear game audio a little bit for the background music and everything. Hello, I hope your Wednesday is going well. Hi Blake. Hi Fallen. Easies. Allah. Slight scuff to start with. But what else is new? Yeah, we have more The Testimony of Trixie Glimmer Smith, a horror game we started last Wednesday after finishing Strobophagia within a couple of hours. Short game, good game. This one ended up being longer than I thought it was going to be, and it's like well, things been getting fucked up. Let's say that. Trixie, in case you missed last week's stream, Trixie is a rat who is a student, and her friend has to find this legendary cursed fucking play, and she found it, and now she's cursed. A big surprise. And things in life just seem to be getting weirder and weirder from there. So, when last we left off, her friend had gone into a rant, grabbed a knife, run off. She tried to call the police, but probably called the pizza parlor because it was down in her phone as cops. Because that's the name of the pizza parlor, unhelpfully. And a lot of other strange stuff was going on. We spent a lot of time with Heidi, the hyena with a taser. Things like that. So this time we're going to continue. I'm really interested to see what other routes would be like as well, but we'll see how long. I have no idea how far through we are as well. Because, like, some Lovecraftian madness stuff's going on. Yeah, exactly. The haunted play in question is called The King in Yellow, which, if you know your Lovecraft, you know who that's referencing. I mean, yeah. Little, like, establishing that Trixie is an unreliable narrator with the whole pizza parlor thing and various other stuff going on. But it's been pretty cool, and it's got a nice style, interesting music, interesting plot. Right. I plunged back into consciousness and awoke, screaming and shaking. My eyes darted around my room. I was alone. Everything was as it should be. I was as exhausted as ever, as was my life now. After last night's dream, I was more intent than ever to simply let my problems slip from my mind. Oh yeah, she's been having weird, messed up, prophetic kind of dreams. I was about to message Heidi, but remembered she would probably prefer I called, so she could yell at me if she felt like it. Ah! Sup, Trixie? Hey, I was wondering if you wanted me to come down today and give you a hand? You're burning stuff, right? I like burning things a lot, so I'm definitely qualified for that role. Sorry to disappoint you, little Miss Arsonist, but I'm putting off Eclipse contingency for a day. Eclipse contingency. I've got a court appearance to deal with. The whole arson threat thing I did, which I guess makes me Little Miss Arsonist. Don't tell anyone I called myself Little Miss. I have a taser. Oh no, that's a pain. Well, have fun with that. Have fun with that, I guess. Will do. You take care, okay? Abba. I'm good at reading lines, I promise. Oh. She'd hung up early again. I sighed. With nothing to distract me, there was nothing else for it. I'd have to face up to Nikita. Right on cue, there was a knock on my door. Trixie Glimmer Smith, open up! I gulped. Just what I needed. She was knocking pretty loud. Maybe she was planning to break in and kill me with whatever weapon she got in a hold of today. I knew the knocking would attract unwanted attention if it continued. I couldn't bring more people into this mess. Nikita was my problem to deal with. Oh great, here we go. I opened the door, accepting my fate. Trixie, have you seen my cardigan anywhere? As much as I loathe to admit it, you've been to Daffodil Lane, haven't you, Nikita? I could tell she had. She kept sniffing as if she was dealing with some allergies. Something seemed to click in her, as if she only just remembered what she'd been doing all night. Had she totally forgotten about our fight? Well, you might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. You think you're pretty smart, don't you, Trixie? But no, I wasn't there, idiot. Look, Nikita, I'm going to stop you. I won't let you hurt yourself, and more importantly, possibly me. Oh, Trixie, you're far too late for that. I already have the exact position of the intersection between our world and the White Gate. The book, Reaching Other Worlds, was most illuminating. The midpoint between the 3 standing stones in this county. The cottage on Daffodil Lane. I need only bide my time and wait. And then the throne will be mine. Wait for— Silence, wretch! I have already said too much. Suffice to say, my ideals have been vindicated. While you gawped at ghost hentai I studied in the library. Your fate is of Your fate is of your own making, Trixie. Maybe you should just accept that I have won. I will sit on the throne, not you. This isn't even my final form. Wow. But I don't want to sit on the throne? Nikita, you need to— You're not making sense. Silence! 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 You've read what I have. You know what I speak is gospel. And the throne is mine! She took off, running back to wherever she came from. Not being hugely athletic, she seemed to run out of breath before the end of the hallway, where she slinked off, panting. At least this had confirmed it. Nikita had a plan. I sighed, realizing it was up to me to stop her. What was it Nikita had said about Daffodil Lane? It sat in the midpoint of the 3 standing stones? Was that true? It didn't sound at all right. I checked out the map on my wall. The center point of the 3 standing stones was nowhere near Daffodil Lane. Heck, Daffodil Lane didn't even fall into the area between them. The midpoint was the lake. Surely someone as smart as Nikita should know that. She was bluffing. She must have been. Or maybe she meant some other standing stones? I didn't bother considering that she might be wrong. She wasn't. She was Nikita. Nikita losing it. Yep. She was smarter than me. She knew what she was talking about. All I could do was try to keep up with her, or give up. I didn't have long. Nikita had said herself that all she needed to do was wait, and... Wait and what? I realized I had no idea what she planned to do with this information. She had mentioned the library. Of course, Nikita was always in the library, so that was no surprise, but perhaps there was a way to stop her, hidden in its thousands of books. The more you understand Lovecraftian stuff, Fallen, the worse you lose the rest of reality. You know? That's the thing. The more you understand stuff, in universe. Yeah. Characters who know too much lose their grip on reality. So, because hey, what's reality to a cosmic... Yeah. That's your point of view. I mean, fair. I'll keep my point of view, thank you. I would rather not turn into a screeching mass. It might be my only chance. I had to read books. I rushed straight to the library. There was no time to lose. It always shut early on a weekend. I quickly went through the shelves I thought might be relevant. Myths, local history, literature. I wanted to find the book Nikita had mentioned, Reaching Other Worlds. I'd never heard of it before, but it sounded like it would be of use to me, too. Reaching another world was Nikita's aim, after all. I found the shelf it should have been on, and there was nothing. Nikita must have come here first and taken it so that I couldn't find out how to stop her. I panicked. If she was actively trying to stop me, there was nothing I could do. Nikita was smarter than me and driven like one possessed by her obsession with that cursed play. My eyes remained locked on the spot the book should have been, and I felt my body grow numb. Was I too late? I could see her even now in my thoughts, the book ablaze as Nikita continued with her evil plotting. The gnarled hand of the king guiding her to the decaying imperial palace of Carcosa and the broken throne. I realized I was crying. And then I realized I was looking directly at the book. It was 3 places over from where it should have been. It must have been misplaced by an uncaring student or busy librarian. Trembling, I reached for the book and softly caressed its spine. It was real. I took it from the shelf and wiped the tears from my face, ashamed. Glancing at the great clock at the entrance, I realized I'd been stood in the same spot for close to an hour. Something was horribly wrong with me. I dropped my collection down on a secluded desk. Half of this stuff didn't seem all that relevant, but it was better to be thorough. I thought I better skim the books and work out which I had time for before I actually started reading. I wouldn't have time for all of them. I checked the clock. There was about 5 hours left until the librarians would kick me out. I took a look at... Bluefield's History Society presents Bluefield's County Myths, Cryptids of the South, Rosefield Quarry, Bluefield's Mysterious Lake, A Cursed Play, A Study of the King in Yellow, The Great Crusade, 1120 to 1123, Reaching Other Worlds, The Wilhelm Notes. Yeah, that's a lot of options, but we've got 5 hours, so... Winda! Hello! Hello! Thank you for following! Welcome to the Dragon Horde, you're now precious and treasured follower. I guess we'll start with the one that Nikita said about with Reaching Other Worlds. Seemed to be based on the Dark Age grimoire written by a bird scholar at the tail end of the age. Nikita seemed set on reaching Carcosa. I thought this might help me understand if that was possible, or how she planned on achieving it. It was short, and would only take an hour to read. I definitely read it. Reaching Other Worlds. Endless worlds weave and twist through reality, unreality, and the forbidden places between. Only at the points where these strings draw close can one pass through to the other side. A powerful psychic beacon is required to pull the 2 worlds taut and intertwine them for long enough for a crossing. Bleakwind Spire is said to be the brightest of these beacons, at least on our world, but in its current ruined state is useless. The carrion crows of the Black Wood of Brennenburg use their own natural psychic influence to shield themselves from the horrors of the Brennenburg succession wars. For the plainwalkers of Abonenth in the ancient times, powerful psychic crystals were most commonly used in pairs. Singularly, they could bind the worlds, but when paired would nullify each other, preventing others from travelling to or from the area. It is said that this is how the Court of Despair remained hidden forever in their Cathedral of Teeth. Cathedral of Teeth. Alright, yep. I gasped. A librarian shushed me. I knew Nikita wanted to reach Carcosa, but I now realized quite how close she might be. All of these materials were easy to acquire, except for the Psyker crystals. But I now knew where Tabby's missing crystal was. Nikita had taken it. I see where the Tooth Fairy hides. Yeah, that's at the Castle of Teeth. I always assumed they were phony glass toys, but now... A second crystal would create dissonance with the first. If I could just get hold of one, I could prevent Nikita's ritual from working. I began hurriedly messaging Tabby. Hey, Tabby, you there? Hi, Trix. You got a spare Psyker crystal? I have bad energies and it might help me. You don't need to end everything with a question mark. Yeah, though, you can borrow one. My energies are balanced right now, and the moon's eye is staying closed for a while, so I don't need it I don't need to stop it watching me. Normally, I'd be a little concerned with the whole the moon's eye needs to be stopped from watching me thing, but considering the situation Trixie is in, that sounds very normal. I can slide it under your door if you want. I'm going out for a few days to stargaze on the Isle of Wight and talk to some sheep friends. Not the sheep. Yes, please. Sorry, Tabby. I better get back to work. Thank you so much. Talk to you when you're back. Valid at this point, yep. I put my phone away without checking for a response. There was no time right now, but at least I was making some progress. Things didn't seem as hopeless. Check the clock. There's about 4 hours left until the librarians will kick me out. Not cook me. No, not the librarians cooking me. She said something about thinking the midpoint was in the lake, not the daffodil place. So maybe that would be useful. I don't know why she's picked up the Great Crusade. We get a little description of why it's interesting before being asked to definitely choose it, at least. So we could try looking at what each of them are about. That disappears. A cursed player study of the King in Yellow might be useful as well. The Wilhelm Notes was a collection of notes written by the infamous Grand Inquisitor Wilhelm, traitor to the Inquisition and supposed author of the original transcript of the King in Yellow. It was a pretty poor translation, and the original text was near incomprehensible to begin with, so despite its short length, reading this would have about 3 hours. We've only got 4 hours, so let's do our maths. So, the Wilhelm Notes are going to take us 3 hours. The study of the King in Yellow seemed to be a thesis of some kind, but definitely not relevant. I kind of suck at reading academic texts, so I knew it would probably take 3 hours, even though it was short. God damn it, Trixie! What's up with the Great Crusade? Looked like a rather dry history book. I knew most of the stuff already. I don't know why I picked it up. It's bulky and probably take 2 hours to read. What about the lake? Rosefield Quarry, Bluefield's mysterious lake, was all about Wilted Rose Lake. It was written in the 80s, a few years before the story of the water snake got popular, so the back of the book didn't reference it. The book would probably only take about 2 hours to read. Well, we've only got 4, so if we read that one, we can't read one of the 3-hour ones. Well, Cryptids of the South. I'd read Cryptids of the South before, but I thought it might be helpful. It wasn't a very long book, so it'd probably only take an hour. Okay, we can read that and one of the 3-hour ones. How well, yes. History Society, brief rundown of local folklore, and that one's also an hour, so we can do either that or the one on the cryptids, plus the thing on the lake. She already knows. Study all the Wilhelm Notes. Oh, it just took you 6 minutes to verify your phone number. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have It's Twitch's new security thing for trying to combat all the hate raids and things, so yeah. Oh, you're here now? Yeah. Wow. I'm trying to figure out why Nikita said Daffodil Lane Cottage is going to be the center point of the things instead of the lake, so that might be useful, but maybe it's in the folklore thing. So let's try the county myths. Bluefield's County History Society presents Bluefield's County Myths. North Acres and the Dark Age. Like much of the country, Ovington suffered terribly from the famines brought on by the Dark Age. Their troubles were short-lived, however, after the arrival of a strange guest. Not much is known about this mysterious visitor, but the locals supposedly used their help to contact a strange and ancient entity of the woods, the Antlered Tree. Yay! Is there an objective to this game? Stop your friend from unleashing eldritch terrors upon the world while trying to pass your university work. And survive. I think. Yes. We are, sort of in the middle of it because we started playing it last week on Wednesday. So, just to catch you up, Trixie went to find a haunted play for her friend. A legendary haunted play for her friend to do a thesis on for her university work. And things started getting really strange. And have continued to get really strange. Sadly not becoming an Eldritch God. I mean, Trixie doesn't want to become an Eldritch God. But that doesn't mean that we can't do that as an option. Possibly. There are going to be multiple routes and stuff, so maybe in one of them we do. But who knows? After this, their woes were no more, and they waited out the end of the Dark Age in comparative comfort. A rare occurrence in those terrible times. I mean, to be honest, usually people that follow just get consumed. This is true. If you're just a follower of an Eldritch God, you usually get eaten. And maybe you get eaten to become one? Question mark. It depends. At least if you are one, you can do the eating. Probably. Sit back and watch Feels Pumpkin Man. Aw, I hope you enjoy it, at least. It's got some pretty fun dialogue and stuff. That happens. Things that happen that are surprising or scary or cute or fucked up. So Trixie isn't following, more like conquering. She is trying to... She's kind of gotten put into the unwilling hero role where she's trying to stop the Eldritch terrors going on. But in the kind of hapless way. Honestly, pretty classic kind of role in this sort of thing, but it's an interesting take on it for sure. Did the Antlered Tree bless the villages of Ogpitun with a successful harvest? Unlikely, given the village imported all of its food. Did it simply gift them with food? Maybe. Was this entity simply a story to cover up Ogvitun's true evil, preying on travellers and raiding nearby towns? Probably, according to most scholars. But even so, the area remains shrouded in secrets. Perhaps there is more to it than meets the eye. The tale of the man and the witches. A local man wished more than anything to be beautiful and strong, so that he could woo local damsels. He sought out the Salt Sisters of Portsmouth, but the witches only laughed and cast a cruel spell on him. The witches then summoned evil void wraiths to chase the man away into the wilderness, where he succumbed to the witches' terrible hex. Some say this man would go on to become the terrifying Mr. Springy. But this is obviously untrue, as Mr. Springy is way too fucked up to be in a silly kid story. Alright, the screaming sewers of Bluefield's town. Bluefield's town was briefly re-established as the administrative centre of the country under the Brennenburg dynasty for several years, while London was rebuilt after the Inheritance War. We're getting lots of lore dump here. Several buildings from this period remain, sporting classic Brennenburg architecture. The town hall, gallery and flower gardens being particularly distinctive examples. Of course, not all of the Emperor's influence on the town was positive. Many rebellious locals were dragged to the city dungeons during his brief reign here. Screams and wails were said to emanate from the town's sewer system as his terrible torturers pried the poor prisoners for information, or sometimes merely for fun. Shrouded in mystery, the dungeons were eventually unearthed in 1956, but were soon sealed with concrete. The council did not give a reason why, but we can assume they were a structural weakness beneath the town. Though some say, on cold winter nights, screams still emanate from underground on lonely streets. The King in Yellow. The infamous Wilhelm is said to have first penned The King in Yellow in a manor just outside Bluefield's town. The manor burnt down in the late 1800s, so any evidence of this has long since been destroyed. The play's ties to the county do not end there. Copies of the play are found more frequently here than anywhere else across the world, with a notable incident being its discovery in Bluebell University's library. The dean, a superstitious fellow, ordered it burnt unopened when a student brought it to him. Said student was also expelled in mysterious circumstances. The dean was fired soon after, apparently for the unfair expulsion. The student disappeared before they could be re-inducted into their course. It was an interesting read, but not a particularly helpful one. Well, no way would the dean expel Nikita. She was the only thing keeping us in the league tables. I don't know if it's totally unhelpful, but oh well. Besides, at this point, I didn't think Nikita would care. I checked the clock. There were about 3 hours left until the librarians would kick me out. I think either we try and get more information from the Wilhelm notes on the original play, or we try and figure out this whole lake mystery that she's mentioned. I'm kind of feeling the lake play because the notes may be incomprehensible and weird, but we'll see. Watching the stream is making me realize why I failed English. School is like that. I don't know. Trying to divvy up your study time properly. Maybe there'll be something in the notes. Yeah, let's do it. The Wilhelm notes. It began when I led a small number of the first chapter, the Order of Mercy, to that cursed chapel outside Bluefield's town. In the ensuing fight against the cultists of the Yellow Eye, I was wounded, a pitchfork to my side. I stumbled away from the battle, blood staining my purple robes a dark brown, and found myself facing one of the site's many altars. Emblazoned on it, the yellow sign. As I left consciousness, the yellow sign still staring into me, I slipped into somewhere dark. When first I saw Carcosa in its rotting state, I knew I had glimpsed an unimaginable terror. I walked the streets of that city for decades, centuries even. From the top of the Imperial Palace to the deepest depths of the Twilight Quarter, where abominations long forgotten crumble to dust underneath the perpetual darkness of Lake Hali. It was a city drenched in evil. When at last I returned to consciousness, I awoke in a pile of bodies, and presumed dead, I dragged myself away from this terrible place and made my escape into the woods. I would later return with the 4th chapter, the Order of Retribution and Purification, and burn alive each of the cultists. I foolishly believed that this would end the whispers in my head. Still they continued. Dismayed, I returned to my home and inflicted punishment on myself for this heresy. But when the voices remained and I gave in to my weakness and listened, I finally realized what was being whispered to me, and was filled with a manic intent to lay it into parchment. The words flowed into my mind and onto the page. For 3 days I wrote without rest, food or breath. When finally the manuscript was completed, I bound it in preserved snakeskin, the only remains of that ancient people. Yeah, the copy that Trixie found was bound in snakeskin, huh? I looked upon my work, seeing it with my own eyes for the first time. I had written the King in Yellow. Later, a gift was presented to me. The mask of the Pale Servant, one eye looking out to the future and the other blinded by the first ruby to be mined from the quarry that would become the Twilight Quarter, and forced only to remember the past. That sounds like the mask that Heidi, quotation marks, made for us to disguise it with or made to disguise themselves with, and then lent to Trixie. Huh. Not shady at all. A white, china-like mask inlaid with gold mined from the great moon of Carcosa. Well, where'd you get that? I mean, Heidi does, trade in black market arcane artifacts and stuff. It was terrible to behold, for I knew who had delivered it to me. Whispers from the king tell me that they who possess the mask are blessed to walk his path and claim the broken throne for themselves. The mask was lost to me. Stolen. Mercy on the wretch who finds it. I thought of Heidi's mask. I would need to see it in person again to be sure, but the description was certainly familiar. I realized I'd run out of time. I quickly put the books away and left. I ended up back at my room. I just needed to sleep. This week was killing me. When was the last time I'd slept properly? I walked through my door and almost tripped over something. There's a little velvet bag on the floor. Someone had slid it under my door. Oh great, has Nikita been sneaking anthrax into my room or something? I nervously picked up the bag and was relieved to feel a hard crystal inside. This must have been Tabby's Psycho Crystal. Yeah, I know. Roll perception check. No. Trixie, what? You literally asked for this. Oh, thank you, Tabby. You're a lifesaver. Possibly literally. I carefully put the crystal into my bag. It might be the only thing that could help me. I was going to have some noodles to eat, but I couldn't get the packet open without scissors, thanks to my weak little arms. Hi, Jesty! Hello! I had no idea where my scissors had gone. I probably put them in my bag and lost them while I was walking about or something. In the end, I had to just eat crisps. How are you? I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, I hope everyone having a good Wednesday. This week was really taking its toll on my diet. I needed time to digest what I had read. I was too tired to do anything practical to deal with Nikita tonight. No doubt she was slinking around the university or holed up in her room, plotting. That night, there were no dreams. there was only darkness. I woke up as tired as ever and wanted to check the internet for news, convinced I'd find a photograph of a disheveled Nikita being bundled into a police van after committing some atrocity in the name of the Broken Throne. Fortunately, it looked like Nikita hadn't been arrested for any terrible crimes. Unfortunately, this meant she was still my problem alone. Just hanging in there today? Aw, I hope things get better. Yesterday, Nikita had, well, not admitted to being at Daffodil Lane, but it was fairly obvious she had been. I was pretty sure she wanted to open a portal to the White Gate of Hali in that cursed basement. I needed to know if she'd done anything there. Maybe I could find a way to stop her. I ate some sugar flakes and got ready for another long walk to Daffodil Lane. Oh no, we're going back there! Oh no! I arrived at Daffodil Lane, only to be greeted by a loud caw, that mangy magpie again. The caw sounded like it came from near the creepy cottage, as if it was calling for me. I tried to spot the magpie, but they were nowhere to be seen. Ah! Oh god! It's him! Hi, Trixie! Fuck! I span around and screamed. Directly behind me, less than half a meter away, stood Parsnip. Oh no! Please no bad words! This is a no bully zone! Sorry. Parsnip, you just scared me is all. I didn't expect you to be stood directly behind me like this. The audacity. No one ever does. I'm very quiet. I couldn't help but feel slightly creeped out by that. I turned around to look for the magpie. I was sure I could feel their beady white eyes locked on me, but they were nowhere to be seen. Reluctantly, I turned back to Parsnip, who was grinning excitedly, and I noticed he had a picnic basket with him. What's the picnic for? I'm having a picnic! Would you like to come, friend? I was kind of hungry, but I felt like I should probably get on with stopping Nikita. I mean, if we don't eat, she might pass out again. She might pass out again. Honestly. Yeah, okay. Consume parsnips to become stronger. Falling, you don't know what you're messing. Yeah, I guess I can hang out for a little while. Yay! Oh wow! I'm so excited! Let's go ask Rosie if she would like to come too. Oh, okay. I can't be too long though. I'm pretty busy, so I was an all-day picnic! All-day picnic! Oh no. He skipped off to La Rose's cottage. I started to regret agreeing to this, but followed along behind him. Oh god, I do that kind of thing all the time. I eventually caught up to Parsnip. He was knocking at La Rose's door and bouncing excitedly. I saw La Rose peering out of the window between a crack in the curtains before reaching back into the darkness of her cottage. I got the impression she didn't want to be involved. I don't think La Rose is home, Parsnip. Maybe we should get going. There was a loud crash from inside. Fuck's sake! Fucking easel cunt! If you're not going to stay standing up, then why even live? I heard the distinctive sound of an easel being snapped in half. I think it was an easel being snapped in half. Oh god, 24-hour stream! No! I'm not sure what gave me that impression. You're right! I don't think she's in! I was starting to doubt how much Parsnip existed in our plane of reality. Same. I guess it's just you and me, friend. He pulled a friendship yarn out of his bag and waved it at me. You still have yours, right? Right? I rummaged through my stuff and pulled out the yarn. It was slightly worse for wear after a few days in my bag, but Parsnip's face lit up, but nevertheless, when I gently wiggled it. The performance stunning. I never throw away this present. Yay! Oh yay! What a great friendship! Wow. I was glad to have diffused the situation. I didn't want to get on Parsnip's bad side. He seemed slightly unstable. Let's get on with our picnic. Follow me to the wheat field, friend. I'm glad you're enjoying it. The wheat field wasn't a great spot given that the wheat hadn't been cut, but it was at least somewhat shady in between the crops. Parsnip had giggled as he trampled through the field to the picnic spot. He seemed to find running through the field of wheat strangely naughty. Like Theresa May. Dude, stable as fuck. The fuck you mean? Parsnip started to unpack his picnic hamper. I have to admit, I was slightly dreading what he might pull out. Oh, so don't forget to save. Okay. That's true. Ah, thank you, Blake. I should have a reminder to save redeem for like 1 point, huh? But with a cooldown of an hour. To my surprise, what he did get out looked really good. A tray of cupcakes, each decorated with different colour icing and sprinkles. A few even had chocolate chips and flakes in them. Cakes could not possibly be evil, right? Someone who gives you cake for free, like to share cakes with you, could not possibly be evil at all, right? Things were looking up. He got a pitcher of water out of the basket. Somehow it hadn't spilled inside despite being sideways and having no lid. Possibly defying the laws of physics. We're about to find out. Yep. Cake looks normal. Pitcher of water perfectly fine on its side with no lid. Defying gravity and physics. Help. Help. Magic, yo. He poured the water into a pair of plastic cups and handed me a red one. I thanked him and took a sip. The water was surprisingly nice and very cold. I thought this might turn out to be nice after all. I thought I'd soon come to regret. Motherfucker. At this point, Parsnip got a bag of Sugar Daddy icing sugar out of his hamper and poured a good 100 grams into his cup. Thank you for the Giga Pat, Linda. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Parsnip, you don't pour icing sugar into your cup. Water. Sugar Daddy, yep. The sugar partially dissolved into the water, but most of it settled at the bottom of the cup. I grimaced at the thought of drinking it. Would you like some sugar? Oh, no, that's okay, Parsnip. Thanks for the offer. Then try some cake. I looked at the cupcakes. There were about 10 on a shared plate. They had different coloured icing and decorations. They looked pretty nice, if a little sickly. That said, something about them fell off. Do I nervously eat some food or do I pretend I can't eat anything? And cupcakes must be 500 pounds of sugar. Maybe. I think this is a trap. Oh, no, I just realized. I have a disease. I can't eat food. Please must eat more sugar. It's a natural remedy. Sorry, bud. I have food disease. If I eat food, I'll die. This is the one person her lying might actually work on because... Oh my god. On an unrelated note, could I interest anyone here for the earring of thievery found in the unnamed chamber? No bad energies, I'm very sure. Is it a gold earring? Ugh. Wait. Does it make you good at thieving, or does it thieve stuff itself? Well, it's an earring, so it can't really hold stuff, but maybe. Ugh. Put me down as a maybe. It's just one of those things. Oh no. Well, maybe when you get better from dying, you can try some. Yep. Parsnip was more dense than I realized. I can't believe that worked. I'll keep that in mind, Parsnip. Maybe I'll have some in the future. Yaha! Yeah! You can watch me eat! Oh, geez, I thought. I watched Parsnip start to nibble tiny bits off of the other cakes and then put them back on the shared plate. He didn't seem to have taken in anything I had said. The sugar is more dense than him. Oh my god. He would cycle through the cakes, eating only little bits of each at a time. Occasionally, he would take a sip of sugar water by clumsily holding the plastic cup between his big paws, usually spilling some of the sticky water on himself. He didn't seem to mind. I watched Parsnip nibble on his food in silence until he finished, at which point he fell over backwards, asleep. Good night, Parsnip. Something was bothering me about Parsnip. He felt fundamentally wrong. I shook off the feeling. Parsnip was strange, but harmless. This dude high as fuck on sugar. Yeah! And then he crashed. I left him snoring and wriggling to himself in his sleep. I snuck away, only to run straight into La Rose. Ah! Fuck! How long have you been there? Sugar Pog. We need to talk. It was an incredibly ominous conversation starter. Oh, okay. Here? I peered down at the snoozing Parsnip. Judging by his sniffing nose and munching noises, he was dreaming about food. Hi, Para! Hello. My place. She started walking off. It sounded serious. The cottage can wait. I need to figure out what is going on here. I silently followed La Rose to her cottage. Things felt really intense. Oh lord, it's Para. Yep. So, Parsnip has given you one of those strings too, then? How long has she been watching us? Wait, is that what this is about? Kind of. There's a long silence while my brain tried to process things. It's just, you seem pretty intense. I was kind of worried. I mean, well, it is important. A bit. And the yarn. Do you have one as well? I have at least 20. When I woke up this morning, there were 3 poking through my letterbox. Wow, I feel like that really devalues my friendship with Parsnip. I'm considering using them to tie a makeshift noose. Ahaha. Wait, was that a joke? Sure. So far, all I've been able to do is hoover them up and burn the bags. Christ. Like my students, Parsnip is not receptive of criticism. So anyway, I wanted to ask for your help. I really need to get rid of Parsnip. So I was wondering, are you trying to get me to kill Parsnip? He's weird, sure, but that's a little much, don't you think? What? No, don't be ridiculous. No. I was just going to, like, ask if you'd, I don't know, throw him in a bush and tell him to leave me alone? I stared at the rose, slightly dumbfounded. You want me to assault him? What? I continued to stare at her, dumbfounded. Not, like, badly. You've spoken to him, right? Just push him into a bush really carefully and be like, hey, leave the rose alone or the boys will get you. And that should be enough to spook him. Are you okay? And it's Trixie asking if you're okay. He's like, I don't think that will work. He's too fucking dense to be spooked. Yep. I'm fine. Look, living next door to Parsnip is slowly killing me. I used to drink 30, maybe 40 units of alcohol a day. Now I'm up to maybe 60. You started way too high. You started way too high already. Look, will you just give it a go? I can't live like this much longer. Are you alive? I know. Sorry, Little Rose, but I'm not going to push your neighbor into a bush. He'll get bored soon, I'm sure. Well, I'm disappointed. She sighed. Well, thanks anyway. I better get painting. I'll see you around. I felt a little bad abandoning La Rose to her fate, but pushing Parsnip over seemed a little too mean, even for my morally bankrupt self. Yeah, exactly. He's concerning, but I'm not sure that pushing him into a bush will de-escalate that situation. Should we put it like that? How about pushing Parsnip off a cliff then? I think he'd just fly back up. I'm gonna be honest. I decided I'd been fucking around for too long and reluctantly got on with my business. I stood in front of the abandoned cottage. The gateway to Carcosa, according to Nikita at least. I didn't trust myself enough to truly doubt her. I needed to make sure Nikita hadn't done anything here. This cottage might be the only place I could stop her. The upstairs seemed pretty much as I had left it. I knew I was going to have to go downstairs. Not a fun thought. Memories of my last visit still swam in my mind fuzz. He has so much sugar in him, he'd survive somehow. He'd float. Yeah, he'd just float. It was time to accept my fate and return to the basement where this all started. The skulls sat in the same position as before. I almost started to believe I really had imagined them speaking to me. But before I could step any further into the room, they snapped around to face me, and my heart sunk as I realized returning here was a mistake. Another guest. The little rat returns. Hello, friend. I was frozen, whether by shock or by the ghost's design, I don't know. Please, I'm not here to bully your friend, yes. The deer was here, searching for a gate she found. Already present, the yellow sign, Creator, I am. Forever, never to be removed, no matter how much I tear at its paint. The gate is present, it needs only a key. No more preparations are needed, only the moonlight of a full moon, if what the deer says is true. A believable claim, for I too require tonight's white light. Reunite, broken body, no more. If the deer speaks true, then endless, ashen terrors, crawling forth from the lake. The rapt, pointed fingers of the king, leading them. They are friends, clearly, non-hostile supernatural friends. Yeah, exactly. All they've done is talk to us about stuff, in all caps. You know, they haven't tried to give us extremely questionable cupcakes or anything. The decay will spread, the rot. Then I was too late to prevent Nikita performing her ritual. It would be up to me in person, a battle I would probably lose. I spent a lot of time studying the moon. It was pretty important to a lot of myths, especially around here. I knew very well that the next full moon was tomorrow. Okay, well that's all I need to know, so I'll just be out of your scalp bone. I started to run from the basement, but leave not, little white rat. I stopped in my tracks, and not by choice. A golden glow clung to my body, holding me totally still. Moonbeam, Heidi, Trixie, Glimmer, Smith, all one. You will return what you stole. My blood froze. This ghost knew about me and Heidi? It knew about Moonbeam? I had robbed it. I remembered that night in the alley, the golden eyes of the matted figure. I remembered the glint of recognition when the figure had laid eyes on my face. You? The grimoire. The shop. Return there. Finish our deal, or the hyena will perish. The skulls shattered into dust. Any evidence of their existence turned to a fine bone powder that joined the spores and dust in their toxic dance. I was thrown to the ground as the gold mist floated out of the basement like snow in a breeze. I climbed to my feet, my head ringing. I must have hit it when I fell. Bad thieves got caught. Well, the thing was that she threw up in her mask because she was extremely drunk. And she was about to give the book over to the thing. But because it recognized her and was like, you, she ran off with it instead of handing it over. But that got lost because, again, she was extremely drunk on an entire bottle of whiskey. So she didn't tell Heidi that is what had happened. She just was panicked. So it's her own fault, but she wasn't exactly a thief. More like she reneged on the deal accidentally because she got scared. But it's a bad situation to be in when you're dealing with an eldritch being who can possess sheep. I think. Technical thief, exactly. I made my way outside and caught my breath. Full bottle of whiskey, no food or water all day. Surprised Trixie didn't flop over and die. Honestly, yeah, she was lucky that all she did was throw up and accidentally piss off an eldritch being. There is no time for anything else. Right now I had to help Heidi. I tried to phone her, but there was no answer. It looked like I was going to have to run all the way to town. The windows of Heidi's shop were blinded and its sign read closed. Whoop! Thank you for the dragon care package fallen. Stretch. And water. I promise I've had water today as well. The big sippies. Someone didn't want intruders. My heart dropped. Was I too late? She's probably just burning stuff, you know. Summoning all my courage, I burst inside. Oh shit! I was too late. Heidi had been pinned to the spot and her weapons were discarded on the floor. Oh shit. We had a dream. The shop gently shook with the same force that had infested the abandoned cottage on Daffodil Lane. We had a dream of this. It looked like the boxes from the office had been pulled into the shop. Items were thrown from them as if the ghost was searching for something. On the floor lay the lifeless matted figure, their bodies still hidden beneath their thick cloak. Trixie! Get out of here! The white one arrives, the pale rat. Thank you, friend. Placate your associate. Aid me, and all shall be fine. I was terrified. This has gotten out of hand. Heidi, calm down. They need our help, then they'll leave us alone. They promised. I wasn't sure if I believed them, but it was my only way out. Please, put her down. She'll behave. Right, Heidi? I gulped. She looked pissed. Fine. Very well. Behave, little hyena. Heidi dropped to the floor as the golden glow pulled away from her. Her bat and taser lifted into the air as if yanked up on strings. Heidi's weapons were thrown into the air. The bat splintered, scattering shards of wood across the shop as the taser seemingly imploded and fell to the floor with a dull thud. The deal, rat. The book, stolen by you. The book, the spell, the body, reunite. The voice boomed into my head. I don't know what you mean. The book I sent you out with the other night, the one you didn't give them. It's some old spell book, supposedly written by the Salt Sisters. It's in one of the boxes. Okay, Heidi, you just stay there and I'll find it. I rummaged through one of the boxes. There were a lot of books, but none seemed to be by the Salt Sisters. I could feel the invisible eyes of the ghostly entity burn into me like hot coals as I fumbled through the junk. Hurry! Do not waste time, rat. Look, I'm trying, okay? It's... Heidi, you didn't really organize this stuff well. That's because I was going to burn it! Sorry, it's just... It might have helped right now is all. Not really the time for you to be bitching about my organization, Missy. Do not bicker. The mask. Find it, small rat. Small white rat. I don't even know what it looks like. It's black and old. Fortunately, there was only one book in amongst the scattered artifacts that fit that description. Oh, okay, here it is. My fingers trembled as I picked up the book. The Grimoire of the Salt Sisters. It looked old enough to be the original and radiated malevolence from its crumbling pages. Yes, the book, the forbidden words, the sisters, the body, reunite. I don't know what it is you want. This book is so long and Before I could finish, the golden mist of the ghost plucked the book from my hands and flicked through the pages impossibly fast. The pages stopped turning. The voice boomed louder than before. The spell. Cast. The body. Do it now. Do it now. The shop seemed to shake with each word. A Cyber Draculia plushie burst in a shower of wool and lead. The sound of cans imploding boomed from inside the vending machine. Speak it now, speak it now, speak it now, speak it now. The voice repeated into my head, drumming the orders into me as my mind began to cloud once more. Excuses to be burnt, stuff should be organized. Yeah, exactly. The page seemed to list the words to some terrible spell. I dare not write them here. I read them aloud, trying as hard as I could not to understand what I said. With each word my mind ached. Stories always talk about the price for performing magic, and I could see now it was no lie. I can only hope my actions that day do not cost me my soul, if indeed I still have one. As the last words of the spell left my lips, the shop began to violently shake. Trixie, get back! Heidi pulled me to her, and we ducked behind the shop counter. I could see in her eyes that after hearing that dark spell from me, Heidi felt afraid of me, even if she hid it. The room pulsed with golden light. I shut my eyes, but that was not enough to keep the gold from seeping in. Whispers filled my mind, the regal speech of Carcosa, descriptions of a forgotten era, and inklings of forbidden knowledge. Threats against a nameless enemy. Fear. The matted figure's tormented mind. Then, as suddenly as the process had begun, it was over. The room was silent, the golden light was absent. Is it over? Oh look, stay still. I was glad Heidi had volunteered. I dreaded to think what we might see. Heidi didn't say anything, whether that was good or bad I wasn't sure, but I decided to look. In the center of the room, standing with their own muscles and smiling at us with a wicked grin, stood the matted figure. Ah, my friends, you have been most useful. The bargain is complete. The figure began to leave the shop, walking clumsily on their weak legs. And you aren't coming back? The figure paused, their back to us. They looked over their shoulder, straight into Heidi's eyes. You have my word. Before either of us could respond, the figure stumbled out of the shop. Heidi sighed and patted me on the shoulder. You okay, Trixie? I wasn't. I knew what walked underneath that cloak. Even imagining it was enough to make me shiver. To look upon the warped face of a sheep was an awful thought. How could such a creature have come to exist? And yet I knew that it was as natural as I. Which begged the question, why were no other sheep like it? I shook the thoughts from my head. I just wanted this to be over. Yeah, I'm fine. Heidi looked at the mess of books, amulets, and other tat thrown across the room with a sigh. That was a week of organizing down the drain. So, I guess I need to clean this up. It's all kind of lost its charm now that I know some of it actually is evil incarnate. You okay to help me? We can burn it. I checked the time. It'd be a little longer till the moon was out. I can help for a bit, sure. The design of that figure is way too close to my design, too close for comfort. Aww. Ooh, I mean, hooded figures are going to share some similarities. Don't worry too much about it. Fallen, it's okay. I don't really fancy going outside yet anyway. I'd rather give that person more time to get as far away as possible. For sure. Come on, let's get this stuff packed up and flammable. We started rooting through the mess. It was a lot easier to sort through it now that it all just went straight into the burning box. Sorry for, ruining everything for you, Heidi. I fucked up pretty badly. Hey now, it's not your fault. I shouldn't have gotten you involved in this weird stuff. Heck, I shouldn't have gotten myself involved in this weird stuff. I think it's time I go straight-laced and start running this shop properly. Really? Heidi thought for a moment. Nah. I'll probably just sell it and get a job as a bouncer. A really violent bouncer. I wasn't sure if she was joking or not. How do you fancy free entry to whatever club I work at? I think I'll pass on that. Thanks, though. What about your Moonbeam stuff? Will you keep that for your Dungeons and Fungeons game? She picked the mask of Delilah Moonbeam up off of the floor. Oh heck, I can't burn this. It's kind of special to me. She started packing it away into the keep box. Hey, Heidi. I know it's a big ask after all my fuck-ups, but do you think I could maybe have the mask? Heidi looked at the mask. Sure, Trixie. It's a present, okay? To make up for all the times I yelled at you and stuff. Bruh. Too cool for ghosts. Yup. She's just... Yep. I mean, she's got a taser and her own personal crowbar collection. She's pretty cool. You can wear it to your graduation and totally prank everyone. We fixed up the shop for a while. It was a real mess. Had a taser. I mean, she might still have her taser. The ghost might have just thrown it off into a corner. At some point, I realized everything that had happened had made me completely forget Nikita. I glanced out the window. The full moon hung low in the sky. I thought it was... Oh, well. It imploded. I mean, maybe she's got another one. Maybe she can work as a bouncer at a club that'll give her her own taser. I thought it was the soda cans that imploded. Oh, well. I knew Nikita would be heading to Daffodil Lane soon. Maybe she was already there? I felt bad leaving Heidi, and if it wasn't for the pit in my stomach I got when I imagined Nikita, intentionally or not, releasing the horrors of Carcosa into our world, I would have gladly stayed. Hey, Heidi, I have to go do something. Will you be okay here by yourself? Huh? You need to do something? Like midnight? After what we just saw? What's that important? Is everything okay, Trixie? Yes, it's fine. It's just something important. I need to help out my friend. She's in trouble, is all. Yeah? I mean... You help me, right? Maybe I can help you help them? I wanted to say yes. With Heidi there, maybe I could stop Nikita. And yet, I couldn't let myself be weak and bring her along. I couldn't be a coward and drag Heidi into something worse than what she'd already experienced because of me. No, this was something I had to do alone. You dumb motherfucker. Okay. No, Heidi. It's just saving the world. No big deal. Don't worry. It's okay. It's nothing serious. It's just a private thing, you know? Uni stuff. Yeah? Nothing I can do? Well, a lift to Daffodil Lane might be nice. The lane was quiet. It looked like Nikita hadn't opened the gate. Yet, at least. Here good? Totally. Thank you, Heidi. And thank you for, like, being my friend and stuff. Despite everything that happened, I've really liked hanging out with you. Yeah, it's been fun. But hey, it's not like you're going anywhere. I'll see you tomorrow, right? No, I'm just gonna go get stabbed in a basement. I wasn't sure. I'm sure. You should get to bed or whatever you do at night. I'll be okay here. I just gotta go help my friend. Yeah? I'll see you tomorrow then, bud. You have a good night, okay, Trixie? Yeah, I'm about to get brain blasted by Eldritch beings, quite possibly. See ya, Heidi. I waved her off as her motorcycle sped back towards town. I hoped this wouldn't be the last time I saw her. I walked down Daffodil Lane towards the abandoned cottage. It must have been about 1 or 2 in the morning. I feared I was too late, but there didn't seem to be any sign that Nikita had been successful. The abandoned cottage seemed unchanged. Could it be that Nikita hadn't come? My hopes were shattered when I stepped inside. I could hear murmuring from the basement. Nikita was here. Surrounded by candles, she stood upon the yellow sign. She faced away from me, chanting to herself. I think she was trying to repeat some kind of incantation, but she kept tripping up on her words and losing her place. A small crystal sat in the center of the yellow sign, shimmering faintly in the candlelight. I had to talk her out of this madness. I knew I was too weak to fight her after the night's events so far, and I'm pretty sure Nikita is more violent than she looks. Nikita. Oh, Trixie. I'm surprised you dare show your furry little face here. I assumed you'd be in your I assumed you'd be in your room, drawing bat hentai or something. I have to say, I'm impressed. I almost admire your dedication to annoying me. But you're too late. The ritual is in progress. I walk across the cloud waves to my destiny. I mean, right now you just kind of stood there? Okay, but soon I shall walk across the cloud waves to my destiny. It's not like you're going to stop me. By all means, stay and watch my ascension or fuck off, I don't care. I just need to wait a little longer is all. Was Nikita wrong? She seemed confused somehow. Her ritual didn't seem to be going to plan. The candles had almost melted to their bases. How long has she been there? Nikita, stop. The ritual isn't working. You won't get through your gate. How about you come back to uni with me and we can talk this out? No! I will not forfeit my birthright because of your little lies. I will succeed. It's just taking a little longer than it should. I need to prove to the king. I need to show him my faith has not faltered. The one who sits on the broken throne cannot be weak. They cannot be unsure. Maybe I made a mistake. The candle placement must be wrong, or maybe my pronunciation is off. She started flicking through her notepad, desperation building on her face. I was starting to doubt Nikita. I had expected her to summon up a portal of shimmering cloud and step through to her destiny. Instead, she just seemed utterly broken. Deranged. Maybe you're wrong? About the ritual, about the throne. About that play. Trixie, shut up! I know what's wrong. The one external variable... It's you. This is a test. I must prove myself. My loyalty. Well, I will not break. I swear to you, my king, from upon the broken throne, I shall call forth the dread fleet, the ashen horrors of the Twilight Quarter, and the Iron Watchmen. I shall set them on Trixie and crush her. And now, my king, will you bring me the White Gate? She was serious. The malevolence in her voice was enough to kill any doubt I had that these were the words of a madwoman. Nikita had to be stopped. This ritual could not be completed. I remembered the things I brought with me. They might be the only way to end this without a fight, which I was pretty sure I'd lose, or with Nikita winning, which I'm pretty sure would end with me dead. Sorry, Nikita, but it's too late. I know you haven't been chosen. I tried to sound at least somewhat sure of myself. Nikita looked pissed. That's real cute, Trixie. You finally learned to stand up for yourself. But surely you realize the smart move was to know your place and be my underling. Now shut up and tremble in your pathetic little boots as I complete my ritual. Nikita threw her arms into the air. Nothing happened. Ah! I might know why your portal isn't opening. I pulled Tabby's Psycho Crystal from my bag. It shimmered with ancient magic. Nikita's crystal was nullified. What? Another crystal? Is this a trick? What are you playing at, Smith? 2 Psycho Crystals in close proximity. Well, they neutralize each other, right? You didn't know that? No, this is a trick. You're trying to trick me, Trixie. I won't fall for your Trixie tricks. Ma'am, is now the time. I won't for your... She stopped abruptly. She knew I was telling the truth. I guess I have an honest face. No. How did you... Oh? You obviously didn't read Reaching New Worlds very carefully. I expected better of you, Nikita. I smirked, a sight which I was worried would make Nikita attack me right then and there. Her 2 least favourite things, being wrong and me. Defeating Nikita would make you the champion instead, so you need to overpower the king and steal the servant for yourself. Pretty standard stuff, really. Maybe. We're nullifying the ritual right now, but maybe letting her know that we know what we're doing is a bad idea, but maybe not, if we're showing that we have a better idea of things. Let's see. Fuck! Nikita stomped her foot onto one of the candles, crushing it. She was getting dangerously angry. So, Miss Knight is in league with you too? How am I surprised? She will get what's coming to her. This is my destiny, Trixie. It was foretold. She lifted the king in yellow above her head dramatically. Your crystal is powerless against him. He chose me, Trixie, above everyone else. Crystal or not, the gate will open. And you will pay for your treachery. I'm sorry, Nikita. But I'm not so sure the king has chosen you. I pulled the mask out of my bag and held it aloft for Nikita to see. You've been betrayed, Nikita. The king chose me. The mask had come to me indirectly, but that didn't make it any less my right, even if I didn't want it. Nikita laughed at me. She didn't seem convinced. Then, a brief flutter in her expression as her eyes focused on the grim visage. In that moment, I knew she recognized the mask. Oh, great king, this can't be. Smith, how did you? Her face broke into a blend of fear and betrayal. I was lied to. She fell to her knees, tears streamed between her fingers. And are you forgetting, Nikita? It was me who was given the play. You had to beg me to give it to you. Trixie, you were the one he chose. None of his whispers were true. He played me like an instrument. Like Carcosa, I have been shamed, my vanity taken and crushed. Trixie, She broke down into tears. Despite everything, I pitied her. Finish the ritual. Take your place atop the broken throne. But show me mercy, I beg of you. I'm not taking the throne, Nikita. I don't want it. And I think deep down, neither do you. Let's just go back and get some rest. We can pretend this never happened. Played you like a goddamn fiddle, right? Obviously that wouldn't happen, but I wanted to keep her calm. It looked like this terrible week was finally coming to a close. But the... She pointed meekly at the mask. I looked down at it. Its ruby eyes seemed to glow, a promise of decadence and power beyond the white gate. Inlaid symbols speaking unknowing secrets into my mind. For a moment, I considered that maybe this truly was my destiny. Was this mask always meant to fall into my hands? I shook my head. That wasn't a path I was willing to take. I wanted nothing to do with Carcosa and the false promises of the King in Yellow. We can destroy it. The play too. It's all evil, Nikita. Just look what it's done to us. Let's get back to uni, okay? Uni. Yes. Okay, Trixie. I slept well that night. The very next morning, me and Nikita burnt the King in Yellow behind the bike shed. I was worried she might snap back into her mania and try to stop me. But she had nothing to say. It was like being outsmarted had totally crushed any desire Nikita had to keep up her mad charade. I'm pretty sure she'll be back to her old self once the election comes along, for better or for worse. As expected, overcoming and becoming something greater. Yeah! We managed to overcome the challenges set before us and the temptation to become a ruler on another king's throne as his puppet. You know? And turn down the corrupted power. And walk away. Yay! Is this a good end? Holy shit. I mean, it's not over yet, but it feels like we might have hit a good end. Maybe? I'm pretty sure she'll be back to her old self once the election comes along, for better or for worse. Still, she seems to have developed some small amount of modesty, and I swear I can see a hint of respect for me in her eyes. Which I'm not entirely sure I like. It's uncanny. After the play's funeral pyre, I convinced Nikita to go do some of her election work. I told her not to write my report. I wanted to do it myself, hence why I'd appreciate some more time to finish it. Waiting for plot twist. Yeah. I've been swatting off worried calls from Heidi for the last 2 days. I think she knows something is up, but as soon as I submit this form, I'm going to meet up with her. I shall not speak to her of the King in Yellow. That's a secret between me, Nikita, and you. I still need to talk to her about our experience with the matted figure. I have so many questions about that night. About the matted figure. About sheep, and our world's forgotten past. When I remember the knowing, plodding smirk that cruel figure gave us before it left the shop, my heart fills with a dread matched only by one thing. What I read inside the King in Yellow. The end. Ooh, ah! Oh! I think we got a good ending. Yay! We did it. We stopped an apocalypse. Oh, hang on. Great, I'm done. I just need to take this down to the office and I can start work. Trixie, show me your statement immediately. I just realised I'm relying on you not to get me expelled with whatever you wrote on this thing. Geez, Nikita, how did you get in here? The door, Trixie. Now, hand over that bit of paper so I can review it for you. Yeah, it's actually all these papers. It's, 200 pages. Excuse me, but what the fuck? Whatever, Trixie, I'll skim read it. Wait, when that will break the players and Eldritch being controlling Trixie? I mean, Maybe. No. The whole game, the narrative setup is that she is writing a report to ask for more time to finish her final year project because she spent a week running around going, ah! So the fact that it's a secret between her, Nikita, and you, she's addressing the administration. So, yeah. You've admitted to cheating last term, as well as like 5 crimes in this. And how come you keep describing yourself as subby whenever I'm shouting at you in it? You're a real weirdo, Smith. Besides, the word limit on that form is like 300. Look, Trixie, I respect that you've actually put some effort into something for once in your life, but this is way too long. What a waste of time. I'll shred it for you and write you a less shit statement. One that will actually get read and, more importantly, not get us arrested or worse, expelled. I'll just say you had trouble working this week because your albinism made working during the heat wave difficult. There, saved you 50,000 words. Oh, okay, Nikita. Well, time to get to work. Just as soon as I finish reading all the new Cyber Dracula reboot theories online. Is this still part of the assignment? No, this is the afterwards. I think. Ala. There we go. Wow. So I was right. I am, yeah. I mean, I'm only a little else. No. The player is, I guess, outside of Trixie's reality, so I guess we count. That was interesting. Definitely the good ending, or a good ending at least. Yeah, stopping things. Yeah, I don't know how many endings there are and how bad it might get, comparatively, and stuff like that. So, well, but it was, I mean, no one got stabbed. We didn't die. Things have gone back to normal-ish for Trixie, probably. That was good. That was good. So either we can go back to a previous save and explore some of the different routes. We can play Parsnip, which is the game that comes before and is kind of standalone, or we can play the game that comes kind of afterwards, but is also standalone. Or we can end stream after an hour and a half. Come on. I mean, that's the question. Would you like to play Parsnip, which I would need to download, or the game that comes after is called 3 Lesbians in a Barrow. So, I mean, whatever I want to do. Oh, wow. That's a question. Huh? Well, because we reached an ending, so 3 what? 3 lesbians in a barrow. Unexpected. Yeah. I think. Let's see. What? No, Cleaner, I don't want to clean up right now. I'm busy. Oh my god. Let me exit. Let me grab it. Oh. Hello? Can you see? There we are. There we are. Dun dun dun. The sequel. But also kind of standalone mystery game. Let's also we finished saving the world. Now let's save 3 lesbians in a barrel. There we go. Change title, change game. Awa. We'll at least get started on this and then see how long my voice lasts, since it's another, I guess, visual novel? Multi-choice visual novel? Bum, 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 bum. Looks good. Ah! Thank you for the care package, Blake. Stremped. And water. Hydrate. Yes. Hydrate good. I'm still not entirely convinced you didn't only let me join your archaeology studies group, but because I have these nice plastic binders that professors like. Nikita, we chose to have you in our group because we thought you'd be a valuable asset to the team. You're a very talented essay writer. There you go. There's Tabby, the person with the crystals and stuff. Sparkly foxtail. Cute. I thought you just took pity on her because no one else would go with her. No. We voted, remember? We both chose her. I mean, I vetoed. You abstained, Trixie. That's not the same as a veto. Nikita got 100% of the cast votes. I don't need your sympathy. I work better alone. There's less dead weight. Well, you're with us now, Nikita, so let's try to work together. Sure. You two can do whatever it is you do when you work, and I'll put my earplugs in and do the important stuff. Aw, come on, Nikita, you might enjoy our company if you just try. I had quite enough of Trixie's company already during the summer. And as for you, you're a competition. Are you really still upset about me competing with you for student presidency? Upset? Me? Never. Anyway, we should get to work. We need to write up our observations about this barrow as soon as possible, or we'll miss the last bus home. This is so pointless. Can't we just look this place up in the barrow book or on the internet like normal people? Yeah, she sounds pretty upset to me. Yeah. I swear to God, sea cleaner. Go away. It's called the Barrow Census, Trixie, and if you'd been paying attention, you'd know full well half of Blue Ridge Downs barrows are basically recorded only so far as they exist. It is our duty as archaeologists, we aren't archaeology students, it is our duty as students studying, among other things, archaeology, to help document this place to get some vital experience in runic translating, observation, and record-keeping skills. Yep, and we should probably get on with that instead of arguing, right, girls? Quite. Do you two think it's weird that the Barrow Census lists this place as sealed? It looks pretty open to me. A misprint, most likely. Or a grave robber. Or a ghost? No. A misprint. I did account for this when I filled in my health and safety analysis, so legally we are allowed to go inside. In the pursuit of knowledge, safety is never guaranteed. We were meant to fill those forms out? Trixie Glimmersmith, if we lose marks because you neglected to fill out your paperwork, I will fucking end you. Be nice, Nikita. It'll be fine. The carvings next to the door look like a good place to start our report. They might tell us who is buried here. Yeah, good thinking, Tabby. The writing looks like South Anglian runic, right? Trixie, please, that is definitely South Anglian runic. Tabitha, you did the required reading. Bessie Flopsmore's South Anglian runic for Clever Girls, 1971 edition by Bessie Flopsmore, correct? Oh, well, not yet. I've been really busy this week with my sheep rescue charity work. Sorry, Nikita. I have it with me, though. Don't worry. You didn't read it before coming here. You two are useless. Hey, calm down, Nikita. Jeez, look how short it is. It won't take long. I'll start reading it now. Then I can work out what these runes say. Tabby can investigate various objects. Sparkaloony. Okay, let's read the book first. Read Lorem Ipsum, probably. Read Part 1, an introduction and basic translation guide. Part 2, punctuation and modifiers of meaning. Part 3, translation in the field, some tips. Part 1, an introduction and basic translation guide. Read. That seemed to cover most of the basic stuff. Identifying simple runes, the alphabet system, word guides. I should be able to translate those runes now. Oh shit! Either we get to read both of these, but with basic understanding, or we try and have a thorough understanding and don't get to read either of these. Fuck. Oh shit, okay. Well, she did say she should be able to read them now, right? This looks like it might be a warning of some kind. Okay. Take heed those who enter this place. Do not enter this place to begin with. For inside lurks an evil unmatched. The gloom of this barrel is the domain of rot, of decay, of malevolence. Leave it be, for if left undisturbed, the world remains safe. Cacaw, remain outside, for inside this tomb is death. Beware ever rot time dust. Beware the immortal warlock. Yikes, sis. That's a nope from me. Shut the fuck up, Trixie. It's a warning. That's pretty spooky. A lot of these old barrows have them, though. They're just to scare off grave robbers and stuff. I would put Lorem Ipsum in encoded language on my grave, to be honest. Yeah. Honestly. That would be pretty funny. You two don't need to act so scared. They just wrote these to scare people off. Let's get a move on. We don't have all day. This looks like it could be the name of the barrow, but someone's carved over it. This tablet looks like it names the barrow, but someone seems to have vandalized the original text. This place was originally called Foxbane Barrow. The second set of runes says Rot Prison. It looks like it was carved into the stone much later than the first name. Strange. Very odd. What do you think? What do you two think of this? Prankstick graveyard. I probably put never gonna give you up and encoded or dead. Yeah. Best use of ciphers. Pranking. That is pretty weird. I really don't like the sound of Rot Prison. That sounds like your bedroom, Trixie. I'd have thought you might feel at home. Damn, Nikita. Play nice, you two. Actions left, 0. Click the continue button to finish investigating. Boop. Yes, I have to. Well then. This place is frickin' creepy. No, it isn't. It's all made up. We should explore the interior. It would make for some excellent writing. We'd be getting firsts on this report for sure. I agree. It's probably full of really interesting stuff, as long as we don't catch corpse rot from any of the skeletons. I have a feeling like maybe reading the whole book would have prepared us better for going inside, but then we wouldn't have gotten the warnings. But we're ignoring the warnings anyway, so... You know. Oh well. Trixie, promise not to touch any skeletons, okay? Why are you singling me out with that? Anyway, I'm not sure I want to go inside the fucked up rot tomb. Fuck it, we're doing it live. Yeah. It sounds like a good way to get cursed, or, I don't know, trapped inside when the ceiling falls in. I spend a lot of time in barrows during the witching season. They can be surprisingly sturdy. That's weird. You're weird, Tabitha. Oh, come on, be brave, Trixie. I'll be there with you. And so will Nikita. Only if I don't have to hold her hand. I really don't want you to hold my hand, Nikita. Good. I don't want to hold your hand either, Smith. Let's take a look inside. And then the rocks all fall and collapse on us, right? Oh Jesus. Wow, it's so musty in here. Ugh. It looks like this is the entrance chamber. I mean, obviously. That must be the burial chamber through that doorway. Looks like they used this room to record the life of whoever lived here. Although, look at this. The original runes seem to be scraped away and replaced with new ones. Door closes behind you. The second row too, though that looks like totally different handwriting to the top row. This place seems to have a strange story, huh? Why would someone write over the original runes? Did they make a mistake originally? I suppose erasers don't really work when you're carving into stone. Maybe they recycled the barrow, put someone new in it and had to rewrite everything? And the second row? Oh, I'm not sure. This is very strange. Hey! Check this out. It's like a special thing. That looks like a bird weaving to me, Trixie. It's in surprisingly good condition, too. They must have preserved it in special oils or something. Wow! Shame none of us know how to read it. We spent months learning to read bird weavings last year, Trixie. Professor Petal's class, remember? I don't think I turned up to any of those. I continue to be impressed with my ability to stop you being thrown out of university, Trixie. I must admit that even with my generous abilities, it can be a strain. Hey, I'm not making you bail me out. You just know if I wasn't there, you'd have no one to be a bitch to. Be nice, Trixie. I'm sure Nikita values your company as a friend. Oh, well. As for the weaving, I can read it easily enough, even if it is a little worse for wear. Jesus Christ, that blush. The weaving speaks of an arcane ritual that shall seal this rock prison. It was weaved in haste to protect us from the evil Everrot time dust. Pray that it shall not be needed again. But if by some tragedy it is, you must follow these instructions before it is too late. Skirt. Speak these sounds and words. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright. Bree, scree, vrp, vrp. Be sealed away, ye monster. Be sealed away, ye rot. Commanded you are by those who fought you. Indecipherable. They who first weaved this ritual. Oh, fuck. They need to be more considered. Creatures from other dimensions might be watching them. Exactly. We are. Okay. It's not much good if part of it is not decipherable. Indecipherable first united us three. Oh god, okay. Delwyn Deft Eye, he who first forced you into retreat. Do you guys think I should be taking notes? Oh well. Breewood, Cracked Antler, and Indecipherable united in their duty to rid the world of your evil. Indecipherable, dust, and indecipherable, the elements who you have defied. Is that cheating? Y'all wing it, probably. Yeah, it's only bird speak. I can wing it fine. Okay, sorry. Ow, ow, puns. Bree, caw, caw, scree, verb, caw. Burp. That's a lot to remember. Flap your wings thrice, and the ritual is complete. Good work, my friend, Caw. We don't have wings. What? It's a spell. You're right, Trixie. It sounds like a spell. Half of a spell, you mean? Some of it was missing. I mean, sure, but it was pretty interesting. It's pretty spooky, though. It was all about sealing something evil away. Rot, I guess, whatever that means. That must be why this is the rot prison. Yeah, scary. You two are cowards. I'm going to go look around in the burial chamber. Don't kiss any dead skeletons. This isn't your weird smut, Trixie. No one actually kisses skeletons. Have fun. Look at all these runes, though. We're going to have our work cut out reading them. Especially since they seem kind of damaged and messy. A lot of it seems to be a regional dialect, too, which is a pain. But nothing too difficult. Maybe you'll tell us what all of that stuff about sealing away evil was about. I can't help but notice there aren't any skeletons back here in the barrow, where skeletons are supposed to be kept. Be kept? That's kind of objectifying, Nikita. Those are dead people you were talking about. Emphasis on the dead, Trixie. Skeletons are objects, and these ones are missing. I guess this place did get grave robbed at some point. Scary. I hope they don't come back. To the empty pit in the ground? I doubt it, Tabitha. Maybe the dead skeletons went for a walk. The vengeful dead. Trixie finished fiddling with something on the ground. As she marched back over to me, she clumsily kicked a small rock, which spun gracefully through the air and struck the large stone door of the barrow. Trixie Glimmer fucking Smith, I swear to God. The large, apparently incredibly precariously held open stone door of the barrow. That's rude. Some people don't stay skeletons forever. I mean, true, some turn to dust. Ah. Was that at the door? Yes. Okay. That's not good. Did Trixie seriously just steal us in here with her clumsiness? What? Fuck off, Nikita. There's no way that rock did that. It was a coincidence. Maybe the wind blew the rock over. The wind, Trixie? Blowing a stone door closed? Maybe, like, if it... friction? No? No, Trixie, I'm pretty sure it was just your fault. Tabitha, allow me. Trixie, that was 100% your fuck-up, as usual. It was the evil! Be nice? Hey, maybe it's not Trixie's fault. Maybe it was magic? My psychic crystal certainly feels strange. Like a bad day. I hope this isn't anything magical. I've had more than enough magical experiences with you recently, Nikita. You've had a magical experience with Nikita? No. No. Sorry, I think I misspoke. Oh. Okay. Look, Nikita, could we have a quiet word about Summer? Trixie started to march over to the burial chamber when Nikita was still poking about. No. You don't think we should get our story straight? As she stormed towards the apparently skeletonless burial chamber, Trixie clumsily kicked a small rock, which spun gracefully through the air and struck the ceiling of the barrow just in front of the doorway separating us from Nikita, the apparently, incredibly, poorly constructed ceiling of the barrow. Oops. Trixie Glimmersmith! Ah! Here we fucking go! We couldn't see it through all the rubble, but the sound of Nikita's foot stamping on the hard ground echoed through the barrow. Stomp, stomp, stomp. It wasn't hard to guess she was imagining Trixie's face under her boots. Oh great. I'm in for it now. Are you fucking serious, Trixie? You complete cretin! Ah! Why does everything you do fuck me over? First that book, then kicking that rock, now this! Can confirm, Trixie's a fucking idiot and also a bad luck charm. For real. Kicking another rock! You better find a way to get me out of here so I can break your fucking legs! Jeez, I'm sorry, Nikita. It's not like I meant to trap you in there. This is sheer power of Trixie, the champion of Dragon. This is true. My chosen champion. Ooh, ah. Though, I do kind of like that I did. Trixie, please. Girls, can you two not fight, please? This incredibly contrived situation is serious. Oh, thanks for piping up, little Miss Sanctimonious. Are you okay in there, Nikita? Can you see anything? No, not really. It's dark. Crap. There's a lot of rubble. Whoever built this place was really depending on the ceiling not getting hit by any small pebbles. Look, don't worry, Nikita. We'll get out of here and get some help. Trixie, come help me get this door open. Tabby, my upper body strength is pretty poor. I'm not sure I'll be much use. Just try. Trixie was right. She wasn't much help. The large rock door would not budge more than an inch. It's too heavy. We nearly got it moving. We might just need a little more strength. If only Nikita hadn't accidentally gotten trapped behind that debris. Excuse me? So we're trapped here until you dig me out. Well, fortunately for all of us, I wrote that this was a possibility when I filled out the off-site health and safety form, so we shan't be losing any marks. Nice one! Think ahead as usual, Nikita. That really helps us out, Nikita, thanks. No problem. We're going to have to dig Nikita out, then we can use teamwork to get that door open. Dig? Like, lift rocks. With my hands? Tabby, I struggle to pick up my backpack. How am I supposed to pick up rocks? You saw how weak I was when I pushed the door. I mean, I'll help too, Trixie. We can take turns. It probably won't take too long. We can be out of here in maybe a day or two. A day or two? 2 days? Tabitha, I am rotting away in this pit for almost a week because of Trixie. You two better get digging. Oh, I am so glad I brought a copy of the dictionary with me. Nikita, 2 days is not almost a week. Don't try to guilt Trixie. Sealing you in a tomb was an accident. A happy one. Look, you can dig from your side, Nikita. It won't take too long to get you out of there. Me, I didn't make this mess. I'm not taking Trixie out of her own holes anymore, in this case, literally. Nikita, come on. You're seriously going to extend the amount of time you have to sit in the dark by yourself just to spite Trixie? Yes. This is her mess. She has to clean it up like a good girl. I cleaned up your mess during the summer, Nikita. No. Besides, one of the rocks hit me when it fell. My hand hurts. Slightly. Fine, Nikita. I kind of wish I'd read that note paper I found before we got trapped in here. Just in case it's a warning telling us to leave immediately, you know? Not that the big warning literally carved in stone outside stopped us. F times 2. Note paper? Oh, I forgot to mention it, huh? Hey, look, I was going to, but we were kind of preoccupied with the whole catastrophic cave-in situation. I didn't think a random piece of paper was that important. Oh, look, you can read it now, Tabby, if you want. I'll have a peek. Blood rot? How? Oh, that's not a good opening sentence. That is not a good opening sentence. That was the question that led me to this place. How? I was so young. What cruel force had deemed this fate necessary? What evil had put this decay into my veins? Blood rot, a disease so rare it took the doctors almost a year to diagnose, a disease that isn't found outside of the few unsubmerged serpent ruins remaining atop the rocky islands. Blood rot? How? It wasn't long before I snapped out of my pointless depression. How had I gotten this disease was irrelevant. How I would escape it was the only question worth my time now. I had so much still to give to this world. My academic work couldn't be left incomplete. There are few enough studying the old legends and the occult without me disappearing from the field. Though there were moments where I wondered if perhaps it was these very studies that had led to my damnation. Moments that were, thankfully, few, and often quickly forgotten. And my life, so cruelly cut short, and not yet glimpsed the azure seas of Hawaii, the sunken temples of America. Do you guys have many sunken temples in America? The crater of ash, fumes, and lava at the heart of Siberia. Maybe. Okay, yeah, maybe. Siberian volcano. That's a little... There had to be some way to avoid this fate. I recalled a tale, an ancient legend, an immortal warlock in the mists. I needed to understand. Could such a figure be real? Desperately I searched for information, but there was none. No traditional history book spoke of him as more than a childish legend. But there was one person who could help, a servant of the moon, so the story said. Only they could get me the information I needed in one of their many forbidden tomes. Delilah Moonbeam? Getting more tactical info about the enemy, the evil. Sooner or later we will know its biggest weakness. I hope so, At the moment it seems to be a thing of rot. It took some time to meet this figure. I remained skeptical of their claims of lunar servitude, but they were helpful nonetheless. The book they delivered to me was a horrific thing. I refused to read most of it, burning the pages until only those that seemed relevant to me were left. I mean, not if the disease gets you. True. But, Heidi's disguise to go with the mask to sell people black market arcane books was Delilah Moonbeam. So that sounds familiar. Everwrought Time Dust was real. I was sure of this fact by the time my reading was complete. He was alive, yet sealed forever in the barrow he had made his home. The barrow's location, however, was unclear. The day I finished my reading, I coughed up black blood, ruining the few pages I still held on to. My time was running out. Got the writer before arriving in the tomb, so they are safe probably. Well, maybe. This paper looks pretty new. It can't have been left here more than a month or two. Scary. Goodness, I don't like where this is going. Yikes, it's kind of sad though. It must be really scary finding out you're sick. Seriously, I can't imagine what I'd do in that situation. They spoke about releasing an immortal warlock from this place. The one in the warning spoke about. You don't think they succeeded, do you? I hope not. Goodness, maybe that spell could be just what we need right now. If only he wasn't so badly damaged. You two are such babies. They probably just heard the same silly story the warning was about. It's all nonsense. I wish I could be as certain about that as you are, Nikita. This looks like the only page. Unless... Oh, is there any more of this in there with you, Nikita? It sounds important. There might be. There might be. There are 2 more pages in here. I'm not giving you them, though. Not until you get me out of here. What? Look, no offense, you two, but you'll be more motivated to get me out of here if there's a treat in it for you. Think of it like teaching a pet to behave. You're such a jerk, Nikita. Yeah, besides, we're digging you out anyway. We need you to help us get that door open, remember? Fine, I'll let you have the next page if you two behave and get rid of most of this rubble. This is so demeaning. You like it really, Smith? I know your type. I don't like this. I just feel like this whole situation is unnatural. You heard what that diary page said, right? I can't shake the feeling that there must be something more going on here. And these runes, the spell, if this place really is cursed or whatever, they might be the only way we're getting out of here alive. Damn, Nikita. We need all the info unconditionally, right? Give us the pages. She might have a point. It isn't that unbelievable, Nikita. You remember, you know, stop bringing that up. She's just gonna say, no. No. No, you don't. I'm not sitting here dying from a lack of oxygen while you two read silly wall stories and silly bird spells. Get digging. But Nikita, don't you think maybe this is the kind of situation where silly wall stories are a reality? No. Dig me out. Fine. I'll take you out, geez. Me and Trixie can take it in turns. I'll go first. That way I can just get it over with. And because I can just move all the small rocks around the edge. Sure thing. I'll take a look around the room. Feg. Ah, thank you for hydrate. Thank you, Blake. Alright, we've got, Alright. Let's learn more runes so that we can, read these wall things better. Punctuation, modifiers of meaning. This guide is pretty dry, but there's some interesting stuff in here. Spirals symbolize the strange, the arcane, and the evil. That's pretty much true across all ancient languages. Sheep have spirals on their front right hoof, is why some people are so mean to them. Not me though, I love our woolly friends. These runes are full of odd markings which change the meaning of symbols, but it looks like this guide covers most of them. I should be able to read some of the more complex stuff now. Give me the last one. Give me it. Give me the translation in the field tips. Ah, this is pretty useful. It's all about identifying and reading runes when they're damaged. That should help me read some of the more badly damaged runes. Shit. Am I allowed? This looks like some kind of bizarre evil boast. I think I need a break for now. Shit. Damn it. I was only allowed to do 2 things, but I learned better. And then that way I can read these all properly later. Continue. Yes. I don't like this place. Rot prison. Blech. Horrible. Yeah, this place is freaky. I mean, the runes and stuff, none of it seems positive. It's creepy. Ugh. Can we focus on just, you know, digging me out of here so I can help you two pathetic weaklings open the door? Save. Alright, alright. Blake used 0 points to redeem a save. Look, we can't both dig. Too many cooks and all that, you know? We'll have you out soon. I promise, Nikita. There's nothing to worry about. I hope. How long does it take to die from starvation? I start to feel hungry about 10 minutes after I last scoffed a high sugar snack. So I'm guessing like a day? Are you serious, Trixie? You're not going to starve from not eating a snack for a whole day, you fucking fool. Nikita, be nice. You'll be fine, Trixie. It takes weeks to starve, I think. We'll all be home in bed eating snacks by then. In my bed? What? Our own beds, I would imagine. Unless we have a sleep... sleep... Okay, I'm awake. I need sleep now, so take this as a parting gift. Aww! Have a good night, Fallen. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah. I hope you have a good night's sleep. God. Yeah, and thank you for also giving me a lullaby when they're talking about sleepovers. Oh, I made some sandwiches. I suppose we could share those. They won't last long, though. Trixie definitely immediately imagining a threesome. Oh well. What about you two? Do you have enough rations? I probably have enough toffee millet bars, biscuits and tea to last just over a week if I'm conservative, which of course I endeavour to always be. I packed enough junk food for like 2 days. That's great, you two. I told you things aren't so bleak. Yeah, so... I ate my snacks already on the bus here. Fucking seriously, you're not having any of mine. Oh, Trixie. We can split mine. No, Tabby, let her perish. She brought this on herself. Then again, I don't want us to automatically pass just because Trixie starves. I don't accept participation trophies. Fine, you can have some of mine, but I get dibs on the nice stuff. Nikita managed to pass some biscuits through a gap in the debris. It was pretty impressive considering how thick the rubble was. Naturally, Trixie immediately scoffed them down. Tabitha, did she just eat all of her rations? Yep. Looks like it. What? A girl's got a crunch. That was supposed to last you until we escape, Trixie, you bumbling idiot. Oh, sorry. Can I have some more? No! Not until you start actually wasting away. You've proved you can't be trusted with the snacks. Well, can I have some of your tea at least? Those biscuits were kind of dry. You know what? Fine, Trixie. If it stops you whining, have some tea. After a moment of silence, some lukewarm tea trickled out from under the rubble like a little stream. Oh, Nikita? It's all over the floor. Oh, believe me, it was intentional. You can lap it up if you want. Ma'am! Jeez, Nikita, you're getting off on this. Nikita, Trixie, please stop being mean to each other. I can't handle this level of hostility right now. If we're going to be trapped together for a few days, let's try to get on. I mean, Nikita's trapped separately. I'm actually pretty tempted to drink that tea. Don't drink that, sweetie. It's tomb juice now. Oh, okay. Look, it's been a long day. We're all kind of tired and 2/3 of us are grumpy. Maybe we should take a nap for the night and then we can get back to digging tomorrow? You're seriously going to sleep instead of helping me. Hey, you're the one refusing to dig. Fuck you, Smith. What's the plan then, Tabby? Bedtime? I mean, I don't know about you, Trix, but I'm not that sleepy. I guess we can just talk for a while. How does that sound, Nikita? Awful. I think I might die. Hey, so, you mentioned having a sleepover earlier, Tabby? I mean, this is kind of like a sleepover. We could, haven't been to a girly sleepover before. What do you do on one? Oh, I know. Tell scary stories. That's what they do in films. Spooky stories are fun, especially at night. Yeah, I love spooky stories. They're like they're basically all I read. I don't like spooky stories. They're made up. What's the point of a made-up story? It's art, Nikita. You probably wouldn't understand. I'll tell a scary story. Trixie, do you have any spooky story to tell? Nikita, why don't you try to tell a spooky story? I mean, I'd ask Trixie, but she's just gonna give us her Draculia fanfic. I'll tell a scary story. Exciting! This is a story about our own Bluebell University. It is a story about why the professors often give each other dark and knowing looks when they think we can't see them. And it is a story that explains why the library is now closed. Forever. Ah! Nikita, are you alright? The library shut? Forever? From when? Trixie has maximum bottom energy. I could swear it was open yesterday. No, Nikita, this is a story. It isn't real. But I can't believe you make up such a cruel lie. You must really hate me. So anyway, it all began when my psychic crystal started feeling weird on that sunny summer's morning. Its vibrations had been sporadic and sickly all week. Like, is this the same psychic crystal that has "Made in China" written on it? Yes. Why does it have that written on it? I don't know. It's one of nature's mysteries. I mean, So anyway, it was on that. Are you sure it wasn't just made in China? What? No. Nikita, can you shut the fuck up? I want to listen to Tabby's story. Tabby's story is built on a sandy desert of deceit. It doesn't make any sense. I can't even remember my story anymore. I'm bored. You only have yourself to blame for that, Nikita. So, what's next on the sleepover agenda? Rock fight! No. I don't take part in fights willy-nilly. My ear still hurts after the one I got into last year. Aw, poor Nikita. I always forget about your ear. God damn it. Peh, you should see the other girl. I had to assert my library dominance somehow. I don't like how smug you looked when you said that. Violence isn't the monster, Nikita. Oh dear. Violence won't always get you what you want, Nikita. Fucking nerds. It has so far. Jeez, I never thought I'd say this, but being trapped in a moldy tomb is kind of boring. Were you expecting a cafe? A gift shop? Some free Class A drugs? Barrows. Barrows aren't famous for their wide range of activities, Trixie. If there were some skeletons, we could play xylophone on their rib cages. Put all the teeth together in a bag and use them as a maracas. Good thinking, Trix. Why are you two obsessed with touching skeletons? It's weird. I don't like it. Skeletons are best ignored. We could start a band. 3 lesbians in a barrel. I mean, I'm technically bi. I kind of like boys. I mean, in theory. I'm not even a lesbian. I'm an academic. I don't think those are mutually exclusive, Nikita. I'm an academic with lesbian characteristics. I'm not sure one lesbian, one bisexual, and one academic with lesbian characteristics in a barrel would fit on a shirt. I suppose 3 lesbians in a barrel does work better, huh? I don't want a shirt. I never even agreed to forming a band. You don't even play an instrument, Trixie. She plays you like a fiddle. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's not form a band. They said the thing. Yep, this game. Aw. I'd like to be in a band with you, Tabby. Or a club or a gang. Anything really. You're like fun to hang out with and stuff. Aw, thanks Trixie. I like hanging out with you too. It's a shame we didn't start spending time together until recently. I'd worried you might be lonely last year. I didn't want to pressure you into socializing is all. I made some friends during summer. Like Nikita? No, not me. No, some grown-ups. Well, I mean they have jobs, which basically makes them grown-ups. Not like us trapped forever in big girl school. Right. We should hang out more though. You're super cool and it's fun hanging out with you. Besides the whole trapped in a barrel part. That part sucks. Ugh, you know what? I'm putting my earbuds in and going to sleep. I'm not listening to Trixie try to flirt anymore. Good night, Nikita. Shout if you need us for anything, okay? Whatever. I worry about that girl. It's like she forces herself to be prickly. You can say a bitch. I don't call people that, Trixie, and don't be so hard on her. She isn't so bad. She just struggles with other people. She holds herself to impossibly high standards, and if she doesn't have complete control of everything, she worries she'll never meet them. She doesn't have total control over other people, so she gets nervous and feels the need to prove herself better than them. I wish we could get her to open up and feel more secure. Or she's just naturally horrible and gets off on having power. I know you two had your breakup or whatever. Try not to hold that against her. Wait, we had one. Excuse me, but what the fuck, Tabitha? Me and Trixie have not had a breakup. There was never anything to break up. Yeah, there was never anything to break up. Oh, Nikita, didn't you go to sleep? I may have pretended to go to sleep so I could listen in and see if you two talked about me behind my back. Which you did. As usual, my paranoia has been vindicated. It's just, you two keep being really coy about summer. I kind of assumed maybe you two had a thing, which would be totally okay, cute even. Well, we didn't. Stop asking about it. It's the past now. Me and Trixie, we are nothing to each other. Certainly, she's nothing to me. Dang, Nikita, that probably would have really hurt if I didn't feel the same way about you. Girls, please. I want to go to sleep. Then go to sleep, Nikita. I shall. No spying this time? Fine, I shall put my earbuds in for real this time. Good night, Nikita. Good night, Tabitha. Trixie. We sat in silence for some time as Nikita settled to sleep. As much as I enjoyed their company, I was glad for some peace. Her and Trixie were exhausting to spend time with. Nikita, are you asleep for real this time? I hope so. I want to make fun of our new student presidency leaflets. If she was awake, she would have yelled at you by now. That was a clever Trixie Trix. Oh, I mean, that was genuine. Oh. Are they, the usual stuff? She refers to herself as a benevolent dictator, but not without wrath. Oh. 3 times. In the About Me section. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me. It's not that surprising I don't get on with her. She doesn't make it easy. You don't really try. Hey, I feel like I'm kind of justified to be rude to her because, she's kind of a jerk to me. And she tried to kill me a few months back, so I feel I'm justified in being a little bitchy with her. She tried to what? Ah! I meant metaphorically, with insults. I probably should have phrased that better. I'm just really tired, haha, what can I say? I'm a rat. No, I meant she was just super mean to me a while back, more so than normal. A real jerk. Aww. No, she literally tried to kill him. Trixie, I've been looking at you a lot recently, since we started hanging out, I mean. What? Why? Not in a creepy way. It's just... At first I couldn't quite work out what was enamoring me so, but I just realized. Are those your ostriodal patches on your ear? Ostradiol. Oh. Yeah, they are. Oh, Old Faithful and Little Tricks, I call them. I was just wondering because, well, usually people put them on their hips or their butt or the waist or whatever. Honestly, I saw the title and thought it meant a wheelbarrow at first. Hi! Yeah, you would, you know, a wheelbarrow would probably be safer, but no, they're stuck in an underground tomb, a barrow. Full of ancient runes talking about the rot warlock. You do know that, right, Trixie? Those are meant to go below your waist? What? I knew that. No, see, it's fine. My doctor says it's fine. He's a trained professional. He said I have to. I'm a rat. I mean, I have rat needs. Ears. I have rat ears. They say the ears are the hips of the rat. It's true. Yep. Any Draugr in this barrel? Unfortunately, all the skeletons have gone, actually. There's no skeletons, which is strange for a barrow because that's normally where you keep your skeletons. But then it caved in. So... Oh. Well, I didn't know that. You're an interesting rat, Trixie. Why? You think? Sure, I love learning about my friends. Friends? Sure, we hang out a bunch, right? I suppose we do, huh? Which is cool. I kind of wanted to be friends with you all last year. But I was always scared to ask. I assumed you'd not want anything to do with me until you asked me to be your partner in archaeology class. Which was nice. Why did you think I didn't want anything to do with you? We message each other loads, remember? Actually, that's a good question. You're clever, cool, caring, and pretty. You have all these great qualities. You're kind of inspirational. I feel like it's ominous to describe it like that. The skeletons left. I mean, we don't know what happened to the skeletons so far. Maybe they were, I mean, they could have been stolen by grave robbers. It's entirely possible. Or maybe they did leave. I even picked the shirt because it matched your fur dye. I'm just kind of a boring loser. And I smell kind of funny too, I think. You smell normal, Trixie. Try not to latch onto me too hard, Trixie. They were tired of 3 idiots being gay as fuck, so they left. Yeah. Try not to latch onto me too hard, Trixie. I don't want you to comparing yourself to me. That's not good for you. I suppose. Lots of trans girls feel that way about their trans big sisters. Don't worry about it too hard. And I'm sure that's not true. I bet there's lots of interesting stuff about you. You just haven't spoken to me about your life much. Huh. I mean, maybe? We're playing as Tappy, the fox one. Yeah. We are here with Trixie Glimmersmith from the game that I was playing previously and then completed. And then Nikita is trapped behind the wall. She's a deer. Yeah. This one, there are more. Yeah, we were playing the one that technically comes before this chronologically. It's called The Testimony of Trixie Glimmersmith. And we managed to get an ending that was pretty good. And so, although this one is designed to be standalone, there are references to the previous one in terms of when Trixie and Nikita keep talking about what they did in summer. That was when the previous game took place. And Trixie kind of had to stop Nikita from summoning an Eldritch god. You know, little things. The King in Yellow. Wah. It's kind of a long, grey story, though. Well, we're trapped in a barrow for goodness knows how long. So I say there's no time like the present. Huh. Well, I suppose the first defining moment in my life was when I was hospitalized because I'd eaten 10 kilograms of sand. Trixie Glimmersmith, please. Somehow I'm always impressed by the depth and breadth of the gaming industry. Yeah. It's nice when, like, different games come out. And they're a little more surprising and stuff. Trixie, what the fuck? Yeah, the writing in this one is very good. Like, with its dark sense of humor kind of thing. And just, yeah, the Trixie, what the fuck? Trixie, what the fuck? So yeah, it turns out I'm actually very horny for monsters. I think Tammy got more than she asked for there. Oh, well, thanks for sharing. Can we pretend I didn't say that? Yes, let's. Are you okay, Trixie? You're shivering. Oh, I'm fine. It's just gotten kind of cold in here. Concern. It has, hasn't it? That's weird. It was pretty warm in here earlier. Maybe we should close to... Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I heard that. What was that? That was crunchy. Yeah. What the Nikita? Is that you? Skeletons be wilding. I have many concerns right now. Is everything okay in there? It stopped. Sorry, I was just eating a Kit Kat. Oh, okay. That was very reassuring. It's a bit loud. Kit Kats are very crunchy and very loud. Nikita, are you okay? Ah, it's those silly earplugs. She can't hear us. I'm sure she's fine. She was probably just rolling about in her sleep. Poor girl's probably stressed. Let's get some sleep. We have another busy day tomorrow. I don't think that was her rolling around in her sleep. Some real crunchy Kit Kats. Yeah. Good night, Tappy. Sleep well, Trix. Hello? Can you hear me? Ah! Nikita, you woke us up. Yelling at this time in the morning. The nerve. How the heck are you somehow more shrill than my alarm clock? So, have you two finished making out with each other yet? What? No, we were... Nikita, are you alright? Huh? What? Tabitha, Trixie, I'm fine. What are you on about? Well, there were noises in there while you were asleep. Didn't you hear them? I was wearing military-grade earplugs, Tabitha. Of course I didn't hear anything. Why are you wearing military-grade earplugs? Never mind. But there was something in there with you. It sounded like something walking around. Oh. That. Okay, look, don't tell anyone this, but sometimes at night oh geez, I don't know where this is going. I get up and wander about. I once wrote an entire essay about 1300s Damascus art in my sleep. I didn't even study for it. It wasn't actual assigned work. My subconscious just did it for fun, I guess. Oh, I suppose that would explain the noises. Yeah, she needs help. Maybe it was just her sleepwalking over some crunchy earth. You sounded pretty frisky, though. I sometimes dance as well. Oh. Fuck you both. Hey, there's no judgment here, Nikita. What happens in the barrow stays in the barrow. They all need help. Yeah, this is fair. I sometimes sleep in my sleep. Sometimes speak in my sleep. I'm sorry. I tell prophecies. You what? None of them have come true yet, but that doesn't mean they're wrong. That's what that means. I mostly just have nightmares where I'm naked in the shopping center and everyone is looking at me and I'm crying and shuffling sand into my mouth. Trixie. Do you do anything strange in your sleep? No, I don't think so. Compared to this, no. Absolutely not. Nope. God damn it. God damn it, Trixie. No one asked, Trixie. Dreams can be prophetic too, Trixie. Fuck, I hope Trixie's dream isn't. That reminds me, did you two sleep okay? I sure didn't. We should get on with escaping. That reminds me, did you two sleep okay? I sure didn't. I had the most horrible dreams. Though, weirdly, I don't actually remember any of them. I guess this creepy place is getting to me. Or perhaps it's lunar interference. There's been a lot of that lately, especially around Wilted Rose Lake. That place sucks. My friend Belle took me there in the summer. I had bad dreams. Let's not talk about it. Oh, no. Sending good vibes your way. Wah! Sparkle. I had bad dreams too. Can I get some vibes? Some good ones, sure. Shit, I didn't pack my HRT meds with me. I meant to take a finasteride tablet every morning, and I need to change my patches. I haven't missed an estrogen dosage in months. What happens? Will I die? Turn into a boy? Will my tail fall off? Thoughts and prayers. No. I should have paid more attention to the doctor. You won't die from missing a day or two of HRT, Trixie. Don't worry. Most, you'll just feel kind of shitty. Oh, I mean, I'm used to that. I'd let you use some of my anti-androgens, but I didn't pack any either. What a dummy I am. Ah, you think that's bad? I forgot to bring extra chewing gum with me. Gum? Nikita, I offered you some gum last year and you got all weird and told me gum was a dirty habit for dirty people, and then you snarled at me. Times changed, Kim. Ahem. Oh shit, I take that. That was a little flash of the king in yellow. I saw that and then it cut off. The game was like, nope. As of recent, I have been driven low. I have started chewing gum to help me deal with my stress. Well, it's good you're looking after your mental health. Text go Neum. Sometimes the text does that Neumi thing and it is cutting itself off for the snappy kind of self-interrupty feel. Which is interesting. And it is kind of like, oh, I missed half of that. But at the same time, it makes it feel more like a natural conversation with the characters talking over each other, cutting each other off kind of thing. Or cutting themselves off in this case. It's good you're looking after your mental health. At least she hasn't been driven to drink. Yet. Though if I don't find anything to chew on soon, well, doesn't bear thinking about. Anyway, you two better get to work digging me out. Chop chop. Literally, in Trixie's case, if she keeps slacking.
Run.
Hop up! There you go, enjoy your slap. What does this button do? Yeah. And just a nice hop up. Should we try and dig her out or should we try and read some of these things? This looks like some kind of fucked up villain origin story. That was a bizarre evil boast. Beginning of some kind of story. Has the same writing style as the runes outside. Introduction to Everrot Time Dust. About birds, but probably not in a good way since it also looks like it's about theft. More evil boasting. Tells the story of great battle. Scary. Describes the defeat of Everrot Time Dust. Get slapped by my... Would I still have a head after that? I mean, maybe. Maybe I'll do it, you know, gently. South Anglia during the Copper Wars, the end of the Copper Wars. That is... What is that? The Eyes in the Dark? What? Page 1. Nothing for now. Okay. Dig. No! Why did I click on that? I knew what that was gonna be. Oh well. Just a small cat. Be gentle. Okay. Gentle plop. Plat plat. We will... The story of a great battle. We marched to Blue Downs, to the field where the cracked Antler clan had fallen. The bodies were long gone. Moss Thistle put on a brave face, but I could tell they knew we'd be seeing them again very soon. We felt something around us. Our presence had been sensed. Defensive positions yelled Delian. The time had come. We were the famously skilled warriors of the Daffodil clan. Enough to defeat this terrible evil. Oh, Daffodil Lane was... yeah. The mist closed in around us. While the downs are always misty, these seemed different somehow, unnatural. And the stench, they stunk of decay. Everott and his abominations were upon us. Cacaw! His host of horrors charged from the mist, turning from blurred silhouettes to glistening fleshy fiends in seconds. The swords and spears of the clan met them, and a ferocious battle in amongst the grave markers of the mammal's long-dead ancestor began. It was up to me to flap above the field and give my allies a bird's-eye view of the battle, but the poor visibility didn't make this easy. Where I could, I plunged from the sky, my copper-tipped beak extender pointed at the soft eyes of our enemies. Cacaw! Blinded! Blinded! Blood! Blood! Then I saw him, Everott, stood atop a fallen stone, watching over the carnage, seemingly sure of his victory. Cacaw! Cacaw! Bree! Bree! Skirt! I shouted, the call to arms for Delawain. The rotten one must have heard me, for with a clench of his fist, some painful force plucked me out of the sky like a hatchling's rag toy. I hit the ground in front of him, dazed and confused. Skirt. There are none who can save you, little bird, Everott said, his jaw unmoving, half fallen from his face as it was. He raised his cruel weapon, and I feared it was the end. If it were not for Delawain, well, Bree, Bree, I'd be toasted bread. Bird toasted bread, that is. His glorious sword, the daffodil petal, cleaved Everott Timedust's face clean off. With a terrible screech, he swung away from me, giving me time to get my bearings and fly into the air to recover. Cacaw! The horrific near-faceless figure lashed out wildly at Delawain, striking him in the chest with a rotten spear. Delawain crumpled to the floor in pain, and the villain fled. It seemed he now realized the danger he was in, for I had spent some time enchanting the daffodil petal. Everott's strength was dragged into it and trapped, leaving him weak. Sadly, or perhaps for the best, the sheer power that had coursed into the blade had been its end. It had shattered into dust. Well, that sounds pretty scary. Okay, maybe dig. There we go, there's at least one less rock on the pile. Wow, well done. Now hurry up and get me out of here. Thanks for being grateful, Nikita. I'm starting to think she doesn't want to be rescued, jeez. I knew it. I don't have another... what? Yeah. 2 actions. Phew. 1 tablet, 1 dig. This is hard work. How are you doing, Nikita? Shit. I'm so bored. I brought a book with me, but I'm not really in the mood to read. It's too dark anyway, and my eyesight's pretty crummy. The fox seems very normal in comparison to the other 2. I mean, so far, but she likes magic crystals. She's just that kind of flavor of slightly weird, but pretty normal. So far, as we can tell. Too much time online, I guess. I'm attacked. Maybe I'll give it a read. Is that okay, Trixie? Sure. Hey, we can start a book group. A group of just us two. That might be fun. Gosh, it is pretty boring here, huh? I'll have to do something extra fun once we're out to make up for it. Goodness knows what, though. Normal. Quotation marks. Compared to Trixie and Nikita. What about, Debbie, how would you like to hang out with someone? We could, maybe go get, milk. Shake. Milkshake together. Sure, I love hanging out with my friends. Was that you trying to ask me out on a date? I'm kind of busy. I mean, that was... yeah, but I love hanging out with my friends. Maybe she is just trying to be friend because Trixie is extremely awkward. Sure, I love hanging out with my friends. Yeah, as friends, hang out. Two friends who are girls getting milkshakes together as friends on a friends hangout. Yay! Well, I'm glad you two are having fun in there. Don't worry about me sitting here by myself. As usual. Aw, you okay, Nikita? It's okay to want to spend time with your friends. I don't have any friends. You know that full well, Miss Knight. You've got us, right, Trix? I really don't. You can come with us and get a milkshake if you'd like. Once we get out of here, I mean. No. No way. I'm going to sleep. Have a nice nap, Nikita. Maybe when you wake up, you'll feel up for milkshake. I doubt it. Wait, did it just get cold in here or am I actually dying? If you two are the only people around my deathbed, I'm going to be really pissed off. It has gotten cold. Oh no, remember last night? It's fine, Trixie. It's probably just cold outside. Well, I don't like it. You two need to go jam your clothes under the door or something. I'm not taking my clothes off for you, Nikita. Go cuddle a rock or something. Are you okay in there, Nikita? Nikita? Miss Perovskia? Since when did you call Nikita by her surname? I thought she might like it. She always calls me Tabitha or Miss Knight, right? I don't like this, Tabby. No, me neither. Are you okay, Trixie? You're shaking. I'm shivering. I don't like the cold. Also, I'm super frightened. Would you like a hug, Trixie? Be okay. Oh, sweetie, would you like a hug? No. I don't really do hugs. Sorry. No worries, as long as you're okay. I'm kinda not, but I appreciate the offer. You know, I hate to say this, but, I hope Nikita is okay. I'm sure she's fine. She's tough. She can look after herself. I don't hear anything. Hey, Nikita, what's happening? Oh, this is... There was someone in here with me! I think it was him. Everett. Please, just get me the fuck out of here, you two. I'll get milkshakes with you two, I promise. Just... get me out! Wait, I never need to... Now? Please, I'm actually scared, and you know how hard it is for me to admit that. We should dig Nikita out. This is serious. It might be too late for that. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like that spell might be the only way to buy us enough time to save Nikita. A spell? Fuck spells. Stop wasting time and just dig with your hands. You both know there's something weird going on here. The runes, the warning outside, the note paper. This place is evil. We need to use the spell. There might not be time for anything else. You heard what Nikita said. Someone was in there. Tell me you believe me. The spell is real. Everett time dust is real. I believe you. I thought I was done with this crap. You really need to tell me what happened during the summer, Trixie. Right now? I mean, it's kind of a long story, lots of bad pacing, plot holes, and boring scenes that just kind of meander around and don't really go anywhere, and some of the dialogue is pretty clunky. Not that this is any better. I didn't mean right this second. We need to focus on getting out of here. Right, of course. With Nikita, you mean? Obviously with Nikita. This might be my last chance to gather any information that might help me cast that spell. I better make it count. Ah, fuck! Well, we got DeLoyne and Moss Thistle, right? So... I support you. They who first weaved this ritual, first united us three. DeLoyne Deathdoy, Breewood Cracked Antler, and Indecipherable Dust, and Indecipherable the elements you defied. I need... March to skip. Okay. Right. Looks like it describes the defeat. Honestly, I can agree with the fuck spells brute force approach. I mean, fair. Let's see if that gives us the names. Follow him. This may be our only chance to purge this darkness, DeLoyne shouted at me, the fur around his wound falling from his body as his skin melted into pus. Pleasant. I knew I would not be seeing him again, and with a small bow, I launched myself into the blinding mists and followed Everott. It was not far. We had just suspected Everott might reside in one of the burrows here, but it might have taken months to search them all. It surprised me to see how mundane the barrow he had chosen was. We might even have overlooked it had we searched blind, Cacaw. I snuck quietly along the floor, hidden at first in the mist and then in the gloom of the barrow. I had arrived just in time to see Everott disappear into the wall, not through a door or a tunnel, but through the stone itself. Oh shit. I had seen such trickery before, a hidden portal on the side of a tree in the woods. Enchanted with some kind of magic, it led all the way to some faraway jungle. I wanted nothing to do with it, Cacaw, lest the bird-eating lizards of the east got me. I flapped back to the battlefield. Mercifully, it was only a short distance away. Moss Thistle had rallied the survivors of the battle. Some had been sent into the mist to hunt down some of the escaped abominations. Moss Thistle himself was set on joining one such hunting party until I arrived with my tidings. We returned to this place, and it was here I set about weaving my spell, a spell to trap the evil inside that wall forever. With Moss Thistle's help, I used my best spell-weaving skills, and with a flash of light the spell was complete. Everett was defeated. And here he remains, trapped inside the wall, trapped inside whatever he had created on the other side forever. Assuming no one lifts the spell, that is. Cacaw, please don't. When the Daffodil Clan hunting parties never returned, Moss Thistle chose to dedicate their life to ridding the downs of Everett's surviving thralls. I regret to say I have not seen them since, though I feel they still live. For a while I left this place behind me, but I choose now, at the waning days of my life, to write this message in case someone is fool enough to ignore my warning outside. I am the cultivated Corvid. Thank you for reading my tale, Cacaw. Bree, now leave before it's too late. Uh-oh, I guess that didn't work out after all. I hope that bird spell still works. Yeah, same. Creepy. Spells and made-up words. Stop messing about and help me. That. Bizarre evil boast. Some kind of fucked up villain origin story. Let's read that one. The beginning of the story. Fool! Wicked trespasser! Did you not heed my warning? To enter this place is madness. Well, head, but... Please, I beg of you, Bree, read what I say here, heed my words. Listen to this tale, and understand that this barrow contains a darkness that must not be meddled with. This is a tale of friendships forged from enemies, a tale of excitement and horror, a tale of the defeat of the rotten one, Everett Timedust. However, I feel first I must thank the stonesmith of the Daffodil Clan, Rockbane Petalflick, for his help carving these words. I fear this would take far too long if I used my beak alone, Cacaw. Yeah. The events of this tale take place during a time of great strife in Anglia. War, mistrust, and deceit ruled all, and a terrible darkness haunted the land. is to the Pact Forger, Moss Thistleberry Spark of the Cracked Antler clan. We owe these writings and indeed our lives. Thank you for hydrate, Blake. Thank you, thank you. Allah. We need the names. So we've got the Cultivated Corvid of the Daffodil Clan. We've got Moss Thistleberry Spark. I'm not sure if we're going to manage to get them all, but we can probably guess. Cacaw, for without them we would have fought among ourselves until the Rotten One consumed us all. While they could claim only to be a simple hunter, they slew their wicked and foolish clan leader Vaylor Fogsbane with a well-placed arrow and led their clan into battle against the Rotten One. None survived save Moss Thistle. But from their loss they gained a new treasure, resolve and a thirst for vengeance. When they marched into Daffodil Hill and demanded audience with Deloigne Defteye, leader of the Daffodil clan, many thought they would be slain as an enemy, but instead they returned from his tent with Deloigne's loyalty. Some say there was a bribe that brought Defteye into the pact, but I knew them, and I know that it was the maddened ringed eyes of Moss Thistle that had shown Deloigne the importance of defeating Everott. Last of all, there was a third member of this pact. It was me, the Cultivated Corvid, Cacaw. I admit that when Deloigne and Moss Thistle turned up at our humble roost, begging our leader, the wise Raven, for help, I was shocked, at the two of the clans really put aside their differences. They spoke of the Rotten One, whose misdeeds and evil had spread in whispers even to us. Indeed, we now realized it was he who had stolen our ancient spells some time ago. We were disgusted at the corruption of our magic, which we meant only for good, so it took little to convince us to help. I, the most well-travelled and most well-versed in the arcane, left the flock to avenge our weavings. United together in our righteous fury, we set forth to defend our homes from the evil which resides in this dark tomb. It would be nice if this bird had been a little less verbose. We don't have time for all of this. Yeah, hurry up, bird. Shit. I either need the boast or the origin story so that I know what elements he, defied. I think we'll go with the origin story. Fear, the darkest of the elements, it was that which consumed me when the healer found the decay growing in my heart and seeping through my veins. The dreaded crimson blight was upon me. Shunned and exiled, I was forced into the wilds where I could not spread the sickness. Vaylor Fogsbane was not a clan leader known for his kindness. It was this moment that set me on this path. In my exile, I travelled south, finding myself in the woods. Whether by chance or by some calling, I stumbled upon the most miraculous thing, a rotting tree whose bark was a doorway to a jungle far away. I found myself atop what I now know to be the Great Plateau, deep in the jungles of Oceania. It was here I found the dread tablets of the defanged prophet among the ruins of that great snake city, Gthulgthis. Okay. Tragically, however, when I passed back through the portal, something, I know not what, struck out at me from the jungle, and a great claw mark was carved into the rock. Still, enough of the tablet remained legible that I could start my experiments, my journeys into ancient blood magic. It was these journeys that made me the immortal being I am today, though I soon found there were limits to this. What use is immortality without power? The snake tablets had served me well, my original purpose was met, but there was more. I could become a god. I made this place my domain, for I had found, by pure chance, the barrow belonging to Fogsbane's father. It seemed all too right to make it the birthplace of my vengeance. At first I resided in only the existing chambers of this barrow, but I would later pass beyond the walls of this place to somewhere hidden. I mused one night on my predicament, how to obtain the power I sought so viciously, how to take my revenge on these worthless lands. I traced my finger along the ridge of the crow skull I had been using as part of the immortality ritual, and my mind stewed in thoughts of the power that lay, written in twig and grass, only a day's travel away. It was clear to me now that birds would be more use to me than mere props. Fear. Isn't that one of the missing elements from the spell? This might be useful. Okay. About birds, probably not in a good way, since it also looks like it's about theft. More evil boasting. Right, we need They who first weaved this ritual should be the culture COVID. Moss Thistle Berry Spark should be the first united. Delloin Deft Eye Fine. Brewed Correct Antler and Indecipherable. Moss Thistle again? United in the duty to rid the world of your evil? Brewed Correct Antler and Daffodil! The Daffodil clan, right? Indecipherable, fear, dust, and indecipherable, the elements you have defied. Maybe blood? Shit. Clap your wings thrice. We can either go with if that villainous boast or another villainous boast or the theft. I'm not sure how many times I can investigate stuff. Let's read this boast. Ever wrought time dust, a name soon to be wrought in time with blood. I have, through my own determination, intelligence, and will, become akin to a god. I write this in the knowledge that my transformation is nearing its end. My long journey through the arcane is finally close to bearing fruit. For indeed, I have become the greatest terror ever known to this land. And when my powers are finally at their zenith, the world... Shit. This guy sounds fucked up. We need to get out of here. Yeah. Let's see... Those unbearable birds know nothing of the true power of the arcane, content as they are to merely sit atop their weavings, using them for prophesizing, a fool's errand. Why prophesies the future when you can forge it? Posing as a humble traveller, I was given an uneasy welcome at Carcosa retreat. It seemed my presence unsettled the birds. But bird whisper merchants are nothing if not greedy, and these were no different. A few offerings, pointless trinkets from the Great Plateau, were enough to keep them from turning me away. They whispered small and ultimately meaningless secrets into my ear, and I nodded along, playing the grateful guest. That night when they slept, I was able to make off with their weavings. Seemed the respect the clan showed the birds, even when enemies had left them passive and foolish. The weavings were practically out in the open on display, and only a few watchbirds hopped around the roost. No longer having a soul has its perks. It was as if I was not really there. I was a shadow, hidden amongst shadows. I should imagine there was quite the uproar in the roost when dawn broke, but I was long gone by then. Those poor birds. Poor birds! Poor Nikita, more like! Get me out of here, for fuck's sake! More evil boasting. Okay. With those weavings in my grasp, I returned here and set about my evolution. Like those creatures so long ago that bird legends say became us mammals now, I changed into something new. All the powers of the arcane are mine. With but a thought, I can strike out at my enemies. With every death, I grow stronger. I write this, not for anyone else. This message, hewn into the stone of this forgotten place, is a marker, a reminder to myself of where I began and of why I must fight. For yes, exiled and left to die by my clan, I seek nothing but vengeance. It is my right to become this wicked world's retribution. With each day I grow wiser, I understand more of the great beyond. I will become more than living. This tomb is the genesis of that rule. When my body is perfection, all shall tremble. And the clan that cast me out shall tremble most of all. Gosh, I really hope Nikita doesn't have to meet this monster again. Maybe if you get digging, I won't have to. Ah! We gotta continue. I don't want to waste any more time. You could have fooled me! I'm sure I pieced together enough information to cast that spell. It's gonna be a moment to compose myself. Well, fuck. I don't think you have a moment. It's getting cold again. Hurry! Stay calm, Nikita. I've got this. I hope. Scree. Be sealed away, you monster. Be sealed away, you rot. Commanded you are by those who fought you. Are the cultivated corvid, who first weaved this ritual. Moss Thistle Berry Spark, who first united us three. Deloin Deft Eye, he who first forced you into retreat. Brewed Cracked Antler and the Daffodil Clan. United in their duty to rid the world of your evil. I probably should have saved before then. Oh well. Earth, dust and water, time, dust and fear. Well, fear was definitely one of them, so it's got to be time, dust and fear. The elements you have defied. And now, for the last part of the spell... Jesus, this is going to be embarrassing. Bree, caw, caw, scree, vrp, caw. I flapped my arms 3 times. Not quite wings, but I didn't have much to work with on that front. I have to admit, I was glad Nikita wasn't there to see it. There. Did it work? It feels different. It's less cold, that's for sure. And I feel all tingly, like how a twinkling star would probably feel. I think it worked. Wow, I cast a spell. Neat. Right, cool. Get digging. I think we've done it. There's a gap. I think I can... crawl through. Hurry. Don't look. I don't think your pride is that important right now. But fine. Tabitha. Trixie. Nikita. Nice to see you. Let's go. Please. I hope we can get the door open, or this will all be a waste of time. And we'll die, Trixie. Don't threaten me with a good time. The door is pretty heavy. We're going to need to work together to get it open. And let's face it, we have 2 wimpy trans girls and Nikita. We aren't exactly power lifters. What do you mean, and Nikita? Just get pushing. Bruh. We didn't all die. We didn't! Nice work, girls. Can we get out of here, please? Let's. Some good humor. Yep. Honestly, yeah, these games have been good. Well, we definitely did something. So, Nikita, do you owe someone a thank you? Thank you, Tabitha. And you, Smith. I'm glad you didn't leave me in there. I actually kind of thought you might, so when it got cold again... Thank you for saving me. What? Why would we leave you? I mean, you both basically hate me? No, we don't. I know we have our arguments, but you're our friend, Nikita. No, I definitely hate her. Can we get out of here? You know that's not true, Trixie. Nikita, ignore her. She's just stressed out and being a jerk. I can think of a couple of reasons. I mean, yeah. It's kind of sad we never got to read the rest of those notes. I kind of wanted to know how they ended. I think we can guess, Trixie. I totally forgot about that in all the excitement. Look, I said if you 2 dug me out without mucking around reading silly stories, you could read it, and you didn't. Those silly stories saved your life, Nikita. You didn't obey orders. If this were the Great War, I'd have you shot for disobedience. Jeez, I wish we could have just left you in there. Be nice, Smith. Sorry, Nikita. Aw, I'm glad you apologized, Trixie. You've been quite rude to Nikita. Hey, I've been under a lot of stress. I was trapped in a haunted barrow. You've been under a lot of stress! Look, the important thing is we're all okay. We escaped the evil rot prison, no worse for wear. Good job, girls. I definitely feel worse for wear. Same, I feel like crap. I want my hormones and some sugary chemicals. Oh, well, let's get ourselves back to the university. And then we can get organizing our milkshake meetup. You said you wanted to come, right? You wanted to come, right, Nikita? When you were yelling at us to dig you out, I mean. Oh, I forgot I said that. I don't want to spend any more time with you 2 than I have to. That's fine by me. I mean, you don't have to, Nikita. What? No, fuck off. You said I could. Okay, well, I suppose you can then. Is that okay, Trixie? Don't forget to save if you get fun. I suppose so, if she behaves. I always behave. Come on, girls, let's get home. Well, save, but it's the end. See? But it's like, choose which part of the story you want to get the most information on. So it's definitely a replay it kind of situation. What if you just dig and get the notes? So what time do you two want to come back here tomorrow? What? Come back here? Why would we ever want to do that? I think I've had enough of this place. What? Are you two serious? We never finished writing our coursework notes. How about no? We'll just make sure not to get trapped inside this time. How about no? But we're gonna go back in and not get trapped this time, right? Right? So part 3 when? Oh, that was fun. That was very interesting. I mean, we could go through it again and make different choices in what to investigate. But yeah, very witty commentary. Yeah. It's interesting. Definitely shorter than the testimony of Trixie Glimmer Smith. But again, both of those games are basically designed where you choose what parts of the story you want to uncover. And like this like limited investigation mechanic in this one. Super interesting. And then it was just like, well, are you just gonna read all the spell then? And it's like, yeah, and then dig. Wow. Which was cool. It was fun. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. We'll find someone to raid. But yeah, definitely very, very cool. And yeah. The there's also Parsnip, but I read a lot of the reviews said that I crashed, so I'm gonna have to do a quick like test to see if it runs okay on my system, and maybe we'll play Parsnip another time. But this was fun. We'll find someone cute to raid. Yes, yes. Wah! Here I am. Wah! Let's see who's live. Also, let's like close game. Ciao. There we go. Okay. Lots of people are live. I see. Who? I think after 3 hours of talking, I'm like, I want a break. It was good talking. Good lines, good writing, and funny, but also very intriguing story behind it and stuff. Yeah, lots of talking. Wow, thank you for the care package. Thank you. You know what? Purity's live. I could rate them. A little hello. Thank you for the care package. Yes. Stram. And hydrate. Yeah. That's right. our friendly cat question mark. If you are unsubscribed, if you are unsubscribed, you can use raid message 1. If you'd like to copy and paste those emotes, if you're subscribed, you can copy and paste the emotes from raid message 2 to make use of your subscriber emotes, and please enjoy. Otherwise, just give them love. And yeah, I hope you all have a good night. I will see you next time, which is going to be Friday. We're going to be playing some Payday 2 with friends. Maybe one particular, Speedy Kitsune. I'm still learning Payday 2, honestly, but it's fun. More actiony. Yes. But yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you again for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for all the support every time. And yeah, bye. Oh, is okay. Bye, bye, bye. Mwah, 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 mwah.